Timothy Bradley, Paulie, Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
Break it down. Give me 5 people you're ready to fight right now.
Timothy Bradley, Paulie, Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan.
All right, yeah. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Zone 6 coming at you with another video, live in HD. Straight off the temple, notepad or pencil. Let's get it. We live in HD at the Eastside Palace. Y'all know how it go. As usual, man, it's always good to chop it up with the family and the community and represent this sports thing. So we just gonna keep it all cool and just keep it clear. As usual, this is an interactive channel. So, I'm gonna just cook on a few things that I've kind of just heard in the sports arena. You know how we do, public service announcements, the shout outs, the stuff y'all like as well, too. We're going to get into what I think and what I believe about the Terence Crawford fight versus Errol Spence as of now. And I'm going to cook on some of the Devin, Haney, and Shakur Stevenson situation, duckage, and all that. And then we're going to go ahead and open up the panel on those two subjects and whatever else you guys want to talk about. I know anyways out there. I know that, we got some additional fights that are coming up outside of just the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. We got to talk about Canelo. I ain't got to dive into Canelo as much as I would like to, but we're going to get there and we'll let the crowd and the people interact, do how they do. So sit back, get you a sweet tea or, it's lunchtime. Some of you guys are just waking up. You might be in the gym, so go ahead and get this straight. Take your time out and share this link. Hit this video, thumbs up. You know how it go. Y'all get it. All right. So look. So first off, I hear a lot of people talking shit on the internet about this boxing. This is boxing talk. We YouTube sports community, but today we are talking boxing talk. So I see a rise in videos insinuating that somehow, some way, all the people who picked Crawford to whoop Errol Spence's ass has disappeared, has vanished, and we are supposed to be so quiet right fucking now. That's what I'm hearing out here in the streets. That, you know, I'm peeking in a little bit, and I keep seeing people who pick Errol Spence to win the fight line saying that the Terence Crawford fans has somehow disappeared. Okay, first of all, let me tell you niggas something. First of all, people are busy. Second of all, people are busy. Third of all, people are busy. Fourth point is people talk about shit outside of just Errol Spence and Terence Crawford within the realm of boxing. There's history, there's debates, there's news and broadcasts, and there's humor. So everybody's channel ain't gonna be just dedicated to the fucking Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight. Now I'm gonna tell you what I noticed there's a pattern of. The same people who select the same people and do the same thing over and over again. So it's the same type that do the same shit every fight, right? Like the people who don't really appreciate history like they should, you know what I'm saying? Or as much as they should, they always talking about money splits, what size drawers a nigga wear, his bedazzled leather jacket, the way he say brush my hair. Those guys and those people tend to do the same shit, right? And I noticed that they always pivoting off of their fucking square. And the shit be kind of funny, and you be like, damn, did I just hear that nigga say that? I thought he said the other day, hold on, whoa, what the fuck? Then they argue with you when you ask them for clarity. Like my nigga Phil say, man, these niggas don't like to answer no goddamn questions. You start asking a question, these motherfuckers start talking, cussing you out and talking about goddamn politics. They start doing other shit. So this is one of those kind of boxing conversations. We already know what I think about the actual fight. But I'm trying to address the boxing community, and I'm trying to ask them, what the hell is y'all talking about Errol Spence fans, Terence Crawford pickers of him to win the fight? They have somehow disappeared. For what reason? Like to imply, like, holy Lord, we know it's over with for Terence Crawford. What the fuck is y'all talking about, man? No, the fight is here. Errol Spence is the one. So if you're a Terence Crawford truther, you believe that Errol Spence is holding up the fight. Now, if you know that about a Terence Crawford truther who believes that Errol Spence is holding up the fight, they wanted the fight in the first place. The Errol Spence fans are the ones who's talking about side. Let's not get this shit twisted around this bitch. I don't care how many goddamn debates y'all nigga have about it and see who can sell who on the subject matter. Nigga, we know what the facts are. Now we ain't finna play that game. Okay? When it's time to talk, it's time to fucking talk. So let's remember that Spence was the one holding up the fight. Whether it be via Al Haney and PBC in their long-term plan, that's fine. I ain't saying Errol Spence is a this and a that. Let's just not forget that Errol Spence is the one that was holding up the fight. And I know you guys want to get more clarity on that. That's why most guys are like, damn, man, are they gonna talk about who ducked the fight and why? I want more of that. Notice the Errol Spence fans are asking for that, more of that. Like, Man, they should have said that. Okay, I'm kind of glad. The Terence Crawford fans are saying the fight is here, just like Terence Crawford said. They thought, man, you could tell Bud ducking because he didn't want to address it. This is what the Errol Spence fans are saying. Why the fuck would he need to address the nigga ducking when the nigga is finna fight the nigga? It's over with now. Y'all ain't gonna believe shit that he said anyway. He already told y'all what he said, and y'all still think Errol Spence was being ducked by Terence Crawford. What is he gonna clarify at the podium in the press fight conference that's gonna change you niggas' mind? Because even if he show you all the proof, you gonna say, well, shit sound like Bud making excuses, man, because the fight happening now, so it don't matter what Errol Spence did. That's you'll arrive at the same fucking point that the Terence Crawford fans have arrived at. You niggas just keep getting there late. So we passed that and all the predictions in the what ifs, because we know that's how you niggas do your material, right? So some guys in boxing do a lot of the gossip boxing talk shit. They kind of like, oh man, that nigga went to Gucci and cussed out a waiter. Oh yeah, hell yeah, because see, let me tell you about them Gucci things. And then you go into one of your own personal stories and shit all the way down to the left, you come all the way back to the right, and you make parables or analogies using real life situations. And that's cool and that's fine. Okay, that's cool. Nigga, but back here on earth, back here in reality, the fight is about to happen. What else do you niggas want to talk about? What else? What the fuck else y'all want to talk about? Both of them niggas ain't no real articulate player niggas that's gonna give you nothing that's exciting as a motherfucker. We already saw that. Okay, these niggas just really want to get in there and fight. We already knew this about both of these niggas. Why are we surprised? We know the press are going to be kind of, stale because both of them niggas kind of slow talking, and y'all know what them two niggas is. They fighters. So the explosion is going to happen in the ring. All this goddamn trying to act like it's going to be even and close and I just hope it's a classic type shit. Yeah, it's going to be a classic. Well, it's going to be a classic. It's going to be a classic. But the issue is, it's like, when two niggas get together in the prime of their career and they both got hands and they both got combative styles, somebody gonna get hurt, man. So I know some of you guys are kind of straddling the fence, and it's easy to suggest that, oh man, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence is gonna be just a simple, close one, maybe a split decision controversy. No, I don't think it's gonna go that way. If them niggas go in there and do that performance, they changed into a whole new type of boxer than what I ever known for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. If this fight go the distance, either these two boys got chins of fucking stone, and we ain't seen that part of them yet, or these niggas ain't what we thought they were. It's something's going to be revealed in this fight about both of the fighters. That's what makes it so great. That's what's making it something that's considered to be a classic before even becoming a classic. So I'm curious to wonder why and how are we keep coming up with these videos on how, oh Lord Jesus, the Errol Spence, the Terence Crawford fans, they ain't got nothing to say now. Yeah, we do. The fight is about to happen, and Terence Crawford about to whoop his ass. What the fuck else we got to talk about? You niggas already don't say it all. What you said, you think Errol Spence is invincible, and he break people's eyes and all that. We already know what y'all believe. What else do you niggas want to tell us? You niggas sound nervous. Like y'all want to pick some fights before the fight. What y'all want to say? Nigga, we ain't got nothing to... Nigga, I ain't finna keep arguing with you about who got the best resume. We already... Nigga, these two niggas finna fight. So what's the issue? Yeah, so that's my thoughts and my opinions on this Terence Crawford thing, right? Ain't nobody going nowhere, man. So stop. You niggas out there who I know you're moist for Errol Spence. Like, fuck it, I get it. Do your thing. But goddamn, what, nigga? We good. The fight finna happen. What else do you want? All right, now let me move to this Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson duckage talk. How the hell we get to this where we don't understand what's happening between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson? I'm gonna say this to you real quick. Just one of them boxing conversations. Okay. Devin Haney, undisputed 135 pounder. Okay. Check, that's awesome. Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. Okay. Defended his undisputed crown against an all-time great. That's great. Okay. He beat Kambosos twice. And we're talking about some abroad type shit on a different time zone. Devin Haney is automatically the A side when it comes to having a position. Just off the respect for the sport, the defenses, the undisputed, the traveling abroad, beating the ATG and Lomachenko. That is value within itself. And for me, if Devin Haney says 75-25, if it's me and I had $100 and Devin Haney says I want 75 cents out of that when you pay for it, or I want $75 out of that, I would agree with that. I would give him $75 or 75 cents, however you like to slice the math. And I'm comfortable with that because he's the fucking undisputed champion. I just watched this man own this shit. This ain't no history back in the day exercise. Nigga, all of us on this motherfucker, old school, new school, historians, bullshitters, players, pimps, all that shit. We all saw what Devin Haney did. Now, nigga, 75% is a hell of a reasonable ass, nigga. After all that, and you niggas crazy? Put yourself in Haney's shoes. Man, y'all niggas tripping, man. Y'all niggas tripping on here with that shit. How is this even a conversation? How? This is not a conversation to be had. We saw what the man can really ask for some 80-20. Man, that man, when he don't done, he can ask for 80-20 from me. 75-25 to me sounds like a fucking reasonable deal. To Shakur Stevenson as it pertains to Devin Haney fighting at 135. I don't see what the fuck is the misunderstanding on that. This man is goddamn undisputed. Price took the shit, defended the shit, and then defended the shit. Shakur Stevenson done what? What has he done to merit from Haney that he should we should give him more money. How the fuck we get there? What's going on with you guys? We got niggas saying that Terence Crawford them have his fans have disappeared. But the fight is made. The ultimate, let's stop talking about this bullshit. Outside of the bell ringing in round 1, and besides, we getting into round 5 to avoid DQs and weird shit, no contest and shit like that. We getting closer and closer to the reality that this fight is going to happen. There's going to be a series of events that take place that are uncomfortable for some of you guys. You just picked Errol Spence, whether you for your content, whether it's for your debates and the justification of them. I don't know what it is to you. I don't know if it's just for content. It could be. But there's no way we're having these conversations and it is making sense or don't make fucking sense. Some shit just exists. Must every goddamn thing be explained? That's like me saying, hey man, all y'all in this chat, make sure today when you got a pee-pee, go use the bathroom. Y'all gonna say, what the fuck is on? Nigga, what the fuck? See how that, hey y'all, don't forget to go pee when y'all feel like y'all gotta pee. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to use the bathroom when y'all feel like y'all gotta pee. Nigga, where we at in fucking preschool? Nigga, that ain't some shit that I even gotta put in my schedule to tell a nigga the basics. So I gotta come in here and say, what the fuck is y'all talking about? See, because sometimes maybe just the question got to be asked. I'm sorry. Maybe the question got to be asked. And that's why I'm asking. Maybe I missed something. But I started looking like, nigga, I wasn't moving that much goddamn furniture to have completely just missed all of what the fuck boxing history is. My shit just got erased. Nigga, I ain't that. Nigga, I said I was moving. I didn't say I was, nigga, from one counter to the other. I didn't say I was going to outer space. To return in 30 light years, and I need you niggas to tell me what's going on. Nigga, I was not that. Nigga, I ain't really with Nigga, I wouldn't go that damn long. So, I know y'all talking this crazy shit, but this is real remedial, man. Like, man, look, boy, the 29th fight finna happen. I still got Terence Crawford by 10th round stoppage or the towel coming in. And the car wreck gonna be the excuse. I've been saying that for the longest. I believe that Terence Crawford tried to make the fight, and I think Errol Spence didn't want the fight through PBC and Al Heyman long-term plans. That's been my stance. It ain't changed. I've heard some compelling arguments on the other side, but this is my stance. Now, it could be technically both, right? But if I'm saying we have to choose between the two, it's just more evidence suggests that Errol Spence and his team was reluctant to do the fight. Okay, now see how we get back into that shit? None of that matters because we have the fight signed. See, so that's what I'm saying. Think about that, what I just did, what I just said. I started going right back into who broke who and all that shit. We already have my position. We can talk about that 6 ways to Sunday. Everybody laid their foundation in what they thought. Everybody got plenty of video, all the heavy hitters in this shit. We know who picked who. I mean, do Champ Ross need to start making he do the picks. By the way, I've been missing my picks. Shout out to Champ Ross. That league is fun. I just been busy and I kind of fell off the wagon, y'all. So shout out to, I need to see who number one, but shout out to Champ Ross in the prediction league. I'm definitely gonna do that again. I see, we're gonna do that again. That shit's fun. But I'm pretty much ain't no way mathematically I can get back to my number one spot. Yeah, But shout out to Chuck Ross. That shit was fun, and it still is. We're gonna do that again. But back to the lecture at hand, right? And we're going to crank this thing up. We're at 25 minutes here. I ain't going to talk y'all to death. I like to get y'all in here, especially by 30-minute mark, and we cool. You know how it go. So to wrap this up, and I'm going to drop the link, and we can go where you guys take it. You know how we do. Why are we talking about why is Terence Crawford fans quiet now? And why are we acting like we don't know Devin Haney should get 5? Why? Shakur Stevenson hasn't done anything. Shakur Stevenson is full of shit. He's ducking the fight. Now, there's this whole, okay, now, if all of that is a lie, obviously, we know it's a lie. But Shakur Stevenson was provoking Haney, saying, I want to fight. Rightfully so. It looked good. So far, so good. Haney then responded with a proposal. And Shakur talking about it ain't enough money. Or he's playing some type of game, meaning that if he's playing some kind of clever schematic, I got your game, like y'all say these niggas are doing, okay, cool, he's still ducking the fucking fight. He's still turning it down to play a game that's going to benefit him in the long term. Back to Spence and Terence Crawford, that's exactly what Spence was doing with Crawford. Still a duck. Does it mean the fight never gonna happen? No, it's just that at the current, when we say duck, it's not a lifetime achievement award, man. Unless the fight never materialized, then it is. But when two guys make a fight, the ducking conversation ends. Like, you niggas don't know that sometimes. Like, I'm like, God damn, that's how it happens. Like, we're not finna. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, we could talk about this ducking shit all day, because we know that's what niggas like to talk about. Who said this, who getting the money splits, who liking who, and all that kind of shit. Y'all niggas like that. That's fine. But Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson is a situation in which that can be a conversation on a consistent basis. And it's going to be that because you niggas love the ducking conversation. And the point your finger at who ducking who. Until the fight is made, then it ends. But as of right now, Shakur Stevenson put the pressure on Devin Haney. He sent them a little sign a contract type stuff. I don't consider that to be cap. I consider stuff like that cool. I consider stuff like that, okay, I fuck with it. You know, it may, you know, do your thing. Do it. Engage each other. I'm cool with that. I'm not disappointed in how niggas engage each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care too much. It's cool as a caveat, but just bring your ass to the weigh-ins in shape, and I can see the fight. I don't need to track. Once the fight is made, I don't need to see what a nigga eating. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see all that extra shit because I don't give a fuck about it. That only becomes relevant to me after the history is made. Then I go back and I look at all the shit building up to the fight because the package is complete. So now I can take Errol, Spence, Terence Crawford, look at it in its entirety, the whole build up, and then pair it with watching the fight again. I'm just not gonna be the guy right now. I'm sorry, when it comes to content, to be doing all that shit about who ducking who when the fight is made. That's a waste of my time. David Haney and Shakur Stevenson, however, they're in that space. And so my claim is this. I side with Devin Haney. I think that Shakur Stevenson put the pressure on, rightfully so. Devin Haney responded with a contract or a proposal, and Shakur Stevenson is now talking about economics. Okay. Devin Haney, to me, being who he is, as I described earlier, he has the right to demand that. I believe that it was a reasonable request. I think it was more than fair. But however, Shakur Stevenson, if he disagreed with that, it's up to him to do what? Turn it down, which he did. But I just wish he had said this shit when he sent that bottle over there. I wish he could have sent, see, this is what I don't be liking. When you send bottles and all that kind of shit right there, send all that shit for real. That's why people be calling stuff cap. Because you just saying that you sent the sign in the bottle over there, which I think is player, it's fun, I get it. But you got to have something serious ready in the background before you just do the theatrics. The theatrics is cool, but they're limiting. We need to have a business plan behind the sending the bottle and the whole sign the contract kind of shit. You need to know, okay, so now if you say that and that nigga asks you for 80-20, what you, nigga, y'all should have had this conversation. And if there's a come on, man, like goddamn, know your position. You know you just got to the goddamn division. You want to, instead of building yourself up to actually prove that you can just walk into negotiation at least at 50-50, you just want to jump in front of the goddamn line because you sent the nigga a bottle with some sparks and motherfucking assign a contract thing and it went viral. And nigga, now your ass ain't signing the contract. See, that's the shit that I don't like right there. That's what I hate that shit. Get that shit under control, man. Nigga, you know, and then to be honest with you, if I'm jumping in line for a second, okay, basically, nigga, put it to you like this. Whatever you think you deserve, subtract that down to 25% and just consider it to be a fuck nigga fee. How about that? Just consider it, you jumped ahead of the line, and whatever the difference between your percentage and 25%, nigga, consider it a fuck nigga fee. For being a fuck nigga. Shakur Stevenson. That's the shit I hate that kind of shit. You got everybody like, okay, he ready to go. Well, wait, hold on. What you mean, hold on, nigga? You said let's go. Whoa, hold on. I didn't say anything about 25%. Nigga didn't go. Nigga, nigga, just go fight somebody else then. God damn, just go fight somebody else. Get out this man's face. If you know he got all the belts. You niggas can't be this slow. So Shakur Stevenson, whatever you asking for, put it on the jumping the front of the line pass, and you pay for your front of the line jumpage. Fuck nigga fee. Let's open this shit up, man. Cause this Shakur Stevenson shit make me mad. That shit get on my goddamn nerves. Let me see what y'all got, man. What y'all got on the topic, man? Who y'all got, man? Duckage. Y'all love these now. We love these. Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson? Who is ducking who? Those are my thoughts. And anybody that's a Terence Crawford fan want to get on here and represent and tell everybody that we ain't went nowhere or whatever it is. If you're an Spence fan, you could jump on here and tell us how quiet a motherfucker been. Maybe we ain't been making enough noise. Maybe we scared. Because I think that's what y'all trying to say, and that's where y'all trying to go. We scared. But nevertheless, right? There's no way that Shakur Stevenson should be. I'm gonna say this. I'm not taking the nigga serious. I'm not taking Shakur Stevenson serious no more until he get in the ring. Because if we're gonna do all that kind of shit there, I just don't have time for it. All right, let me see. Let me get two big heavy hitters in here. I got Blood finna jump in and Big Phil Walker to fix. They finna cook on it. I know they know how to do it. Let me get them in here. Blood. Big Phil Walker. They on mute for now, but go ahead, Blood. Go ahead, Phil. Whoever. Okay, so Phil probably eating some shit and Blood probably.
Man, I was on mute.
Nah, I'm ready to go. Yeah, me too.
Okay, I thought
Go ahead, Phil. You got it, man.
I thought that nigga had to get a coffee. You know, blood old lad, he'll leave this shit on, and then you gotta get a coffee in his meds. You gotta go down to Walgreens and shit. You know how blood do. So go ahead, Phil, because you gotta go get his damn meds and coffee and shit. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Hey, look at here, man. Check this out though. You know, shout out to the panel, of course, man. Salute to you, Zone. Salute to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the YouTube sports community. You dig? On deck. As far as this, so look, let me tell you something about the Terence Crawford shit, right? So the internet, YouTube has been saturated for a while with the who dug to, why the fight not happening. And the truth of the matter is, you know, real motherfuckers who is excited about the fight really don't feel like it's the need to talk about that shit no more, man. And mainly, honestly, it's Terence Crawford fans. And I say that because it's got to the point to where, my dog, the fight happening. We don't need to talk about that no more. I constantly hear motherfuckers saying this right here. Yeah, they don't want to disclose what really happened on why the fight didn't happen the first time around. I guess they just signed some kind of deal to say, hey, we're not gonna discuss why the fight didn't happen. I still see people trying to talk about that shit, bro. And at the end of the day, that shit don't matter, because you know why? They ass finna get in that ring right now. The shit is signed. It ain't nothing much to talk about outside of who you think gonna win the fight. And mostly everybody done that shit already. You dig? So I don't see why it's still conversation revolving around those two talking points. You know, a lot of these niggas' channel revolve around, you know, about 3-4 different fighters. And to me, bro, you gotta expand your horizons, bro. You can't call yourself a boxing channel and you only talking about 3 or 4 different motherfuckers, or every time you jump on, you beating a dead horse with the same fucking fighters. Yeah, motherfuckers got shit to do. Motherfuckers like other fighters. Motherfuckers can talk about other shit. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, at the end of the day, man, that fight is in 2 weeks. And then motherfuckers can make their videos about who done got their motherfucking ass smashed on the 29th. That's the videos I'm looking for. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't talking to a nigga no more about who I think ducked who and all this other kind of shit, man. That shit is dead. That shit been dead for a while, bro. And I leave it with that right there, man. Now, as far as this Haney and Shakur shit, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you, Ed Zone. I don't think Shakur jumping the line. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he jumping the line. Because the fights that Devin has before him, to me, all those guys are on even playing field. Now, Tank Davis obviously offers the most upside financially, without a doubt, and he's probably offers the most upside on just overall excitement, because he's a totally different fighter than Haney. And, you know, he's stopping shit. That's what motherfuckers want to see. Motherfuckers want to see somebody get stopped. So, but as far as what he's done within the division, I heard you spoke on that. I don't think he's done shit in the division, just like Shakur hadn't really done shit in the division. And all these other guys that's wanting to fight hadn't done shit in that particular division. But what I can say is Shakur is the mandatory for the WBC, which, from my understanding, he's activated it. He's wrote a letter to the WBC so they can start the 30-day negotiating period. And then after the negotiating period, if they can't come to any kind of conclusion, obviously the WBC can step in and say what the purse split needs to be. And you just never know what the fuck they gonna do. Obviously, Shakur is wanting a 50-50. Now, I think that's just fucking ridiculous. I think that's out of control. Bro, you're not going to get 50-50. I don't think you should get 50-50 because this man has done all the work, you know, and that's just the truth of the matter. Obviously, everybody in the fucking world knows I like Shakur. I think he's the best at the division. But the math is just not adding up for you to want to get 50-50. Now, if you want to move off your square on that 25%, I got you, brother. That's understandable. I can't tell you what your worth is. You understand what I'm saying? But if you want the WBC to step in, they will potentially up that percentage, or they may say, fuck you, and they won't. Obviously, we know if they don't, the fight won't happen. If they can come to a reasonable number, or you and Mr. Haney can come to a reasonable number, then we'll get the fight. The fight fans win, right? But truth of the matter, bro, Devin Haney, honestly, you know, man, he been doing everything right, man. I don't have nothing bad to say about the young man. And if he want to flex his muscles with the 75-25 shit, hey, man, do what you gonna do, brother. I'm not mad at that shit. You know what I'm saying? You've earned your position. Nobody gave it to you. You took it. So, yeah, sometimes you can warrant a little flex. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I do agree with you on the send the contract shit. If you going to send that motherfucking banner over there, sign the contract, and nigga, a contract don't even fucking exist, then that's that, like you say, that's when niggas start saying you capping and shit. You know. But with that being said, man, you know, he's taking the next step in trying to get the fight with Devin Haney by writing a letter to the WBC and trying to get those purse splits in his favor. You know what I'm saying? When I say in his favor, I mean obviously a higher percentage than 25%. But nowhere on this fucking green earth, grass, all water, this motherfucker need to get 50-50 split with Devin Haney, considering Devin's been in the division, Devin's put in the work, and Devin's earned the lion's share of that purse split. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, all right. Blood, go ahead. It's on you then. Jedi, you got it.
Yeah, well, one thing about me is I don't discuss who ducked who, because I've been on boxing social media long enough to know that those discussions there could be barrier building discussions. Somebody talk about who ducked who, that shit could drag out for 6-7 years, right? So I'm not going to sit and get involved in none of that sissy shit. And then purse splits, I don't discuss the fruits of an athlete's labor. I don't do that. That's for little girls. I'm not a little girl. I'm not a little fan girl. And really, I don't really understand these new fans. That's the kind of stuff they like to talk about. I don't know nothing about who sent who a bottle. You know more about it than me, Zone. You've been sitting back looking at this TMZ shit is what that tell me. I don't know nothing about no damn sending a bottle. That's a bunch of girl sissy shit, man. I don't know what the fuck I want to hear that for. Okay, he sent him a bottle. So what? What that got to do with the fight, though? Now, as far as the what Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney should take, what should Shakur Stevenson accept? You got to go off his self-worth. You just said something about some bottle being sent. I've never heard this story before. So I don't really know the full thing about that story. But if he sent him a bottle, he sent him a fucking bottle, but he didn't like the deal, man. So it is what it is, bro. If he takes the WBC route and he decides to, go that route and try to get the fight that way, then hey, that's the route that he needs to take. I'll tell you what, I'm just tired of the way these fighters behave. The fans are the fans. The fans are always going to be the fans. The fans are just a bunch of sissies on the line on the internet that like to talk about stuff like, well, he ducked him because he sent the bottle at the club and blah, 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 blah. And these motherfuckers never sent no bottle to nobody before. They're a bunch of lames that stay at home all the time, right? So I don't know what the fuck they talking about anyway. So, just get the fight. Hopefully we get it as soon as we can. I don't really care. I just think Shakur going to win the fight if they fight. That's what I think. All the rest of that shit, man, I don't care nothing about that shit, man. I've been on here too long to be sitting up here talking about purse splits and all that dumb shit and who ducking who and all that silly shit, man. That's for sissies, man, right? That's little girls who do that. That's basketball housewives TMZ type talk, bro. I don't get involved in that shit, man. I don't really understand these fans, man. That's the type of shit they like to talk about. sending bottles and all kind of shit like that. That sound like some that sound like reality TV, bro. Sending bottles. That's like when that girl that she used to force me to watch that damn Housewives of Atlanta. Zone, you know all about. You forced me to watch that Housewives of Atlanta. That Zone like a whole lot,
Yes.
and they be sending bottles and doing all that that sissy boy Atlanta shit. And I don't get involved in that. So hey, that's all I got to say about it, bro. I'm done.
No, I like Housewives of Atlanta, man. I used to like Portia, man. She's so. I know y'all niggas like to see niggas all the time. But I like to watch stuff with girls in it especially when they fine. I know you like to watch.
Hey, Portia was just on the set. She was just on the set that I was at. Her and the little bitch from Housewives of Houston on the movie set. Sister, what that is? Sister, single black females too.
And
she was just
fine. Zoe, ain't they fine?
What?
Don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Zoe Money, you was on it. Zoe Money, you was on the set. What? You was on the set? You say with him?
Nah, on the show. I work for the movies in locations.
Yeah.
So I got down. Yeah, she was just there. Her and the
you a janitor? You a janitor or what? Nah, I'm fucking with you.
No, bro. I work for locations, bro. It's like
I'm fucking with you, man. You know you my dog.
That's good. Hey man, what y'all think about that Ennis fight, man?
Hold on, let me get the Jedi idea. I'm gonna get to you, Zoe Money. All right. Okay, go ahead, Jedi idea. It's on you, Zoe Money. Go ahead, Jedi.
All right.
No doubt, man. Peace and blessings to everybody, man, on the panel and the chat, man. Let's get to the Spence Jr. and Crawford thing first, man. Yeah, I've been hearing that stuff, and I'm ashamed of Shane Mosley, son. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but look real hard. He's been going out there saying, and I don't know how true this is, but I'm more than sure this shit is like it's straight up Lord of the Rings shit. Like he's saying that Spence beat fucking Crawford in sparring a while back. Now, had this been true, goddamn well Spence would have been saying this shit at the presser. Y'all can look it up. It's out there, man. I can't believe Shane Mosley said this. Now he could be cracking up. He could be undergoing some recovery from some. I don't know what the fuck, but I don't understand exactly where he's coming from with this. I think they're trying to set a narrative. People at PBC or that people that favor PBC or favor Errol Spence, I think what they're trying to do, along with the fans, I think what they're trying to do is set a narrative so that way when Crawford does win, we won't put as much stock and value into Crawford, regardless. Crawford put already stock and value to himself by winning and taking the straps and the O and everything else. So it's like, please, bro, let this fight go on. Y'all just stop talking shit, man. You know what I mean? Either or, but it's real bad with these Spence fans, man. It's ridiculous, kid. As to Shakur asking for more, I think he needs to I think he needs to just do what he got to do in order to be comfortable with himself. I don't even think he wants any of that to go down like that. I think what he wants is to please people behind the scenes. Not sure if y'all been really paying attention, but there's somebody in Shakur's camp. Not sure if it's his manager or not, but you know what I'm saying? They've been telling him that, he's like they're exaggerating his worth. Now we all know what Shakur, just like Mr. Walker just said, we all know what their worth is. Most of these guys ain't even throwing enough gloves to create win. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want all this money, but yeah, you ain't really doing nothing. The shit with Devin Haney and Tiafimo asking, Tiafimo talking about I'll give you 25%. He would be right because he is at 140. He's up there. He does have the strap. He would be the side A or whatever. But really, man, the politics, we're really not supposed to know anything about this backdoor shit. You know what I'm saying? We're just supposed to know if the fight is made, if these guys made weight, and if they touching gloves or not. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can get this fight on. Everything else is really bullshit, bro. I don't really care about any of this. How much they're getting, what kind of Gucci bag they got their money in, which chick they fucking, what stick shift they got in their car. I don't care about any of that, man. And I don't think the fight fans should really interest themselves into the money anyway, because at the end of the day, it is your work ethic that brings you your fame and your fortune. It's not the other way around. You know what I mean? That's all I want to say about that, my fellas.
All right, Zoe, it's on you. And then it's open after that.
Hey Jet, I agree with that 100%. That I hate that everybody always worried about what they money or what they driving or what this is or what that is. Man, listen, the fight is about legacy. Fucking Muhammad Ali, them, man, they made their name off of legacy. Sugar Ray Leonard, them made their name off of legacy. They would fight the bullshit fights just so they could get to the money. You know what I mean? That's what made them great. See, all these fighters today, they be on that bullshit. Like these folk, I need this to fight you. I need that. That's basically saying you scared. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't like that, bro, we wouldn't be having the bullshit going on in boxing. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the type of shit that pissed me off. Like, I hate that shit because what the fuck? As a fan, he ain't paying you. You ain't his motherfucking scout, nor is his motherfucking manager. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't understand that shit. Like, bro, you ain't finna get no fucking money off of none of this. We do this shit right here to keep boxing alive, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Because I hate UFC. A lot of people love that shit, but I hate that shit. You know what I mean? I like the sweet science because you can't just go in there and kick a motherfucker and knock him out or choke him out and then fight over with. You got to really work your skill. You feel what I'm saying? And I agree with that shit 100%, bro. Like, stay the fuck out these nigga pockets. They ain't paying you a motherfucking thing. You ain't they goddamn mascot or some shit. You feel me? But as far as Ennis and Crawford, man, I mean not Ennis and Crawford, Spence and Crawford, bro. They like it's about to be a wrap. Hey, let me get a BLK. But them folk, man, listen, bro. Don't nobody want no smoke with Bud, bro. And I'm telling you, he gon' shut a lot of mouths up because he ain't been getting his just due. You know what I mean? Everybody giving Spence his just due because Floyd was behind him. You know what I mean? And Floyd speak highly on his name, bro. But I just got it a wash, bro. Like I can't wait to see Spence get his ass beat, bro. I just can't wait. I cannot wait till this fight happen, bro. So we can shut Spence ass up and get him out the way, and you could take your sorry ass on the 154. Cause really, to be honest, I really think Spence should have fought Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Before he even touched Terence Crawford, cause nigga, you still got unfinished business with Keith Thurman. And a lot of people ain't gonna agree with me on that shit. But the truth is, nigga, Keith Thurman only got beat by Pacquiao. And ain't nobody else beat him. Keith Thurman beat all the top dogs except for Spence. You know what I mean? And you still got unfinished business right there. You feel me? Before you can goddamn get the Bud. And then Bud, I felt like Bud should have fought Keith too. I felt like it's a lot of unfinished business there. You know what I mean? Before y'all get to talking about y'all being the top dogs, nigga, you got to beat the top dog. That's how it always been back in the day. Shit, the top dog had to go get the top dog. He couldn't just skip around and fight this nigga, fight that nigga, and cherry pick over here and cherry pick over there. That's the shit that be pissing me off, bro. Because if you the top dog, nigga, you gonna run through everybody. If they call your name out, you going to see them. Just like that's why I respect what Demetrius Andrade did when he pulled up at Canelo press conference, when he pulled up at Charlo press conference. What the fuck y'all want to do? But niggas come up with excuses. Niggas got all these excuses, got everything to say about everything. But don't nobody want to get in the fucking ring, bro. And this fight shouldn't even took that long. You know what I mean? But it's always fucking excuses. And then you got bitch ass people constantly making excuses for these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you know, he ain't got to fight him because he ain't bringing enough money. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing... Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. We want to see the best fight the best. Simple as that. Nothing else to say, bro. We just want to see the best fight the best. And if you the fucking man, you got to beat the man to be the man. And that's why... boxing been pissing me off a lot, bro. Because, man, listen, Shakur don't really want that fucking fight. Because if he wanted it, you would have took it. And on Telfimo and Devin Haney, they should have been fought. And Teofimo, really, I really don't see an A side in that shit because Haney was a champ right before Teofimo was. So if you want to go off of that basis, shit, Devin Haney's the A side. You know what I mean? And Teofimo never got the undisputed because he fought for that fucking franchise WBC title. So, and I don't even like Devin Haney. Just be real with y'all. I do not like Devin Haney. Not one bit. But I respect what the man did. You know what I mean? He became undisputed. And that sucker shit, like, it's too much sucker shit going on in boxing, bro. Like with this shit, I just don't get it, bro. I don't understand why this is so hard to do, bro. Because the greats, fucking Hagler, fucking Sugar Ray, fucking Tony, Hitman, you know what I mean? Roberto Duran, none of them motherfuckers didn't run from each other. They fought each other. You feel what I'm saying? They knew they were the four kings, goddammit, and they had to make it happen. Lennox Lewis, none of the motherfuckers was running. You know what I mean? Well, Lennox Lewis, I don't know. He's a little questionable. He's a little questionable, but you know, but most of the OGs in boxing, bro, they were fighting each other. You know what I mean? Like that's what made boxing the #1 sport in America. Everybody know that. You know what I mean? That like all this sucker shit. Like I'm still pissed off about that. I guess I'm a little biased because you know I was a Keith Thurman fan and the shit, but I still think them two niggas need to fight Keith Thurman before they even touch each other. Because you still ain't cleaned up.
So I said all that kind of stuff. Go ahead. Yeah, I was trying to go to the other guy. He dropped off, but it's open now. So man, keep cooking, but it's open because you might have some disagreements there and all that kind of stuff about Demetrius Andrade.
Zo Money, I was with him until he talked about that Demetrius Andrade shit. But you know, I'm gonna let that shit slide though, because I think Demetrius Andrade about to give us a fight finally that we can get excited about. But you never know what he gonna do, man. He'll pull a rug from up underneath you like a motherfucker, like he been doing for the past 14 years in boxing.
I mean,
well, he went to that press conference. He had an unloaded gun. He didn't have anything to back up that call out. You know, he didn't have any legendary fights or anything like that. You got to have something when you go and you call these guys out. If not, you're going to get rejected as somebody who just want a payday. And that's what Canelo told him. You want a payday. That's all it is. Because he don't got nothing to stand on when he went to that press conference. But what Zoe said is all true about all that sucker shit in boxing. And these guys make an excuse like the fans are different. They make excuses for fighters. Oh, well, he don't bring enough money to the fight. Who's going to sit there and argue about that kind of shit? You ain't seeing none of the money. Who do that kind of stuff, man?
Hey, man, look. Go ahead, Jedi. My bad.
No, it's all good. No, that's facts. Like, look, I can see Demetrius Andrade's case, right? Because he was chasing Canelo for a long time. He was chasing the Charlos for a long time. And I can honestly say before he done priced himself out twice out of fights, they ducked this man, right? We can't really look at the skill level and really measure Demetrius Andrade because he's one inactive motherfucker. I mean, this guy's on senior citizen level already. And I do respect what he did before, but he should have kept going. He should have kept putting pressure, kept fighting, kept showing, you know. As well as Teofimo, like, listen, there were Bill Haney stepped to Teofimo. Or Teofimo's father, right? And he told him, and this was like a couple of weeks back, he told him, he was like, yo, what's up with this fight? You know, let's make this fight. Teofimo's father, fucking, he priced him out. He priced his own son out by saying, give me 20 million and we could do it. Your son is not worth 20 million, my nigga. Like maybe that whole fight is worth 20 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, son. Enough of this price out shit with high numbers. Y'all niggas ain't even worth 5 million to tell you the fucking truth, dog. We know what it is. Look, I'm gonna just put it like this. If you niggas ain't fighting like Ali, aka fight everybody, nigga, you ain't doing shit in the sport, man. That's how I'm gonna pass the mic down, straight up.
Hey, real quick, man. Let me just say this, man. Jamil Charlo never ducked Demetrius Andrade. I won't go into that, but the man never ducked him. It was actually the opposite way around. But Zo Money, you saying something?
Zo, you muted, bro. Yeah, I was saying that you right about that. Jamel Charlo was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade on fucking Showtime, and Demetrius Andrade backed out because it was $300,000 for the fight.
Well, respectfully, all these motherfuckers should have fought each other at 154.
Yep.
Between Andrade, both the Charlos, Canelo, all these niggas should have fought at 154. These fights should have happened years ago.
Yeah, these fights definitely should have happened years ago. Nevertheless, man, you know, this is where we are now. True, you know what I mean? And Demetrius Andrade, man, this is one thing I can say, right? I won't really get into the ducking aspect of everything, but this is what I will say about the young man. He's put himself in a position where he is almost completely ostracized himself from boxing, and it's no fault of his own. You understand what I'm saying? He made a lot of, and this has nothing to do with him ducking the fight, fights or fighters or trying to get fights. He's put himself in a lot of positions that have not been favorable for his career. You understand what I'm saying? Is he talented? Sure, he's talented. We've seen him in the ring. We've seen his uprise. You understand what I'm saying? Do I think he can fight? Yeah. Has he proven that he's an elite like he says he is? To me, not so much. A lot of his years have been wasted on switching from one promoter to another, one network to another network. And I mean, look, when he went and he thought Eddie Hearn had the master plan, and Eddie said, you know what, man, I really can't do nothing with this motherfucker. I'm paying him a whole lot of money to fight Keelers and all these other kind of guys, and I want to get him the big fights, but it's just not happening. You understand what I'm saying? So obviously DAZN, Eddie Hearn, those guys, they kicked him to the curb, and now he's a freelancer. He's just fighting on whatever network or whoever's gonna give him a fight at this point. You know what I mean?
He with Al Heyman now.
Yeah, he just got with PBC, but
see that's what I believe.
But PBC is really PBC is essentially freelancers though, unless you're a top dog. If you're a top dog, no, I'm just keeping it real. If you're a top dog, PBC not gonna let you fight nowhere other than what the fuck they tell you to fight. But if you with PBC, you're not a top dog, them motherfuckers will have you fighting on the goddamn Animal Planet channel. Goddamn, if somebody will pay for the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You're keeping it real. And I pass the mic on that.
Yeah. Oh shit, bro. Yo, my man Andre got disowned by DAZN, son. That's sad, man. That's some shit right there, man. When DAZN said, nah, we can't do nothing with the young man. And it's a shame, man. Look, what he did was the belt politics. Remember that shit? I got a strap, so now I'm worth this and that. That's what fucked you up, young man.
I agree with that 100%. That's the shit that pissed me off about boxing, bro. Because I'm like, why the fuck didn't you just fight Jamel Charlo and move on up? You would have had the big money fight after that. Yep. If he'd have beat Charlo ass, then he would have took the reins on. Canelo would have had to fight him. You know what I mean?
Canelo would have had to fight him, but he definitely would have had the payday that he sought after. But he would have had a bigger payday. Canelo would have at least had to fight him, or you would see Canelo at least more so considering to fight him then or now. And that's what I think Canelo was saying. Like, y'all, you niggas is trying to use me for a big payday when y'all could be sitting here fighting each other. Now, had this fight already happened, you know what I mean? Then we can argue and say, hey, man, Canelo give him the fight. You know what I mean? Like, we could advocate for that. But when you got groups of guys just sitting around, everybody sitting around waiting on winning the Canelo sweepstakes, you know what I mean? That's not doing any justice to their careers, their legacies, or their bank accounts.
Exactly, and I feel like that's fucking up a lot of fighters. Just like Keith Thurman, I felt like Keith Thurman waited too long fucking with Floyd, trying to get that Floyd fight, man. And Keith Thurman should have just washed out the fucking division, and which he did, because he knocked out a lot of top guys. You feel what I'm saying? But he didn't get the mainstream motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Because hold on. Go ahead.
When Keith Thurman became Floyd's mentor, that was like what 2014, 2015.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then he fought Sean Porter in 15.
Hold on. Let's back it up. Those are facts you're speaking, brother. Those are facts you're speaking because I remember when it was Floyd, Errol Spence Jr. and Thurman, right? And Thurman said, "Yo, Floyd, man, what's up, man?" So Floyd said, "Oh, you want to fight?" And he threw Errol Spence Jr. right in the middle. Remember that?
Yep. Fight my youngin. You want to fight me? Fight my youngin right here. He nice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Yeah, at that time, no, Errol Spence hadn't done shit. Exactly. At that time, Keith Thurman had worked his way up to be Floyd Mayweather's mentor. Why the fuck you talking about Errol Spence? I'm trying to fight you. You know, now I know we talk about a lot of fuck shit niggas do, but for Floyd to do any nigga that say that I'm in line to fight you and you throw another nigga in front of you, that's some bitch shit.
Yep.
That's some faggot shit. Nigga, I'm talking about putting hands on your face.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's damaging that's one of the parts that I say damaged Floyd Mayweather's career because I felt like he should have fucking fought Keith Thurman, bro. Like it's a couple niggas I felt like Floyd should have fought Paul. What his name was, Paul Williams, who got fucked up, paralyzed.
Oh yeah, Burning Forest before he bounced. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Keith Thurman. I mean, Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman. Why fight? Right. Floyd didn't fight Keith Thurman. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Because at that time, that's before Keith Thurman had any injuries, and he was knocking shit loose. And Floyd knew that it's a fucking risk fighting that young man. And he felt like shit, I'm gonna get my money. Fuck that nigga. I ain't gotta fight him, and I'm not gonna fight him. Cause at that time, you know, the WBA bullshit went back because Keith went from interim. He went from interim to goddamn WBA regular, and he was regular and interim for damn near 2 to 4 years. You feel what I'm saying? And when he became the goddamn WBA regular, he had been there, I think, for like 2 years, and he was 2 years with the interim title. And I'm like, this nigga done fought everybody. He beat Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. What was that lineup? He beat Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and somebody else. Then they put fucking
Guerrero.
Robert Guerrero at the time.
Robert Guerrero,
yeah. And I'm like, damn, he on the rise. You feel what I'm saying? But Floyd still wouldn't give him a fight. Then they had that interview with Floyd, and Floyd called him green. How the fuck he green? And he just went through the whole division. But Floyd started that pussy shit. You feel what I'm saying?
He fought Canelo when he was green.
Right.
Hey, look, man, look. Let me say this real quick.
You hit it on the head, then.
Let me say this right here, man. Really, this, and I'm gonna leave it at this with one time because that's my guy too. And you know, with all his flaws, because on his back end, my guy's had a lot of flaws and a lot of pitfalls, and he ain't been one time in a long fucking time. But let me just say this. I gotta keep it G. Gotta keep it G. Honestly, man. Honestly, Keith Thurman really was the nigga because he did it the right way. You understand what I'm saying? He climbed up the ranks. He knew who he wanted to fight. He wanted to tackle Floyd.
He waited his time.
Yeah, exactly. He moved up the ranks. He waited his time. He knew that he wanted Manny Pacquiao, and he knew that he wanted Floyd Mayweather most of all, right? Even when he went the right route and it didn't work out for him, he continued to in his progression, and he started fighting the next top guys within the divisions with the Sean Porters and the Danny Garcias of that nature. Now, this is the part that people don't talk about. Keith Thurman was an advocate for not doing these pay-per-view fights and saying, hey, look, guys, boxing is not what it used to be. Let's just fight on free TV instead of having $5 million, $10 million, $15 million purses. Let's just go ahead and give these guys free fights and let's get paid, $1.5, $2 million a fight, on free TV. Keith Thurman really had the right idea. He really was moving in the direction that he should have been moving. But the truth of the matter is injuries, layoffs, laziness, whatever you want to call it, really sidetracked the kid, bro.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Phil, you know what was his downfall? That fine ass wife he got, son. His bones just turned brittle after he was fucking that dog. Let's be real.
Hey, look, hey man, I don't know if that what it was, but the truth is, man, Keith Thurman had a lot of goddamn injuries, and he took a lot of time off that he didn't need to take off, and that's no fault but his own. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, he's still a player at 147. He's trying to get a fight with Ugas, which is still a really good fight. And it's a lot of young guys coming up because Keith Thurman may move to 154, but I think he may stick around 147 a little while longer. The only thing that I can say right now is
he has an opportunity to get right back into title contention the moment the moment the July 29th a fight bout is decided. So we'll say Bud wins.
But Cam, he's already supposed to be in title contention because this is the thing right here. The WBC said they were supposed to. Let me say this right here. They were supposed to mandate that fight. I don't know if y'all remember this, but they were talking about.
They did.
At 154, right? So Keith should already be in title contention. Errol Spence just did that. You know, Errol Spence just did
in the WBC.
Yeah, he just did that Errol Spence shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm not fighting him because he ain't give me no chance. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I think Keith did everything right, man, up until on his back end when he started taking these big time layoffs. He had the right idea for the fans and not enforcing his pay-per-view shit, and he was fighting the right guys, and he was doing it the right way, bro. He was winning the right way. He was stopping shit. He was boxing. He was giving us everything we needed, bro.
This is the problem that I think that we see with Keith, because, like you said, Floyd fought Canelo when he was still green, so he gave a young lion who was up and coming an opportunity to get on the big stage and share the ring.
Thank you.
Now, when Keith was the man at 147 and had two belts unified in the division, even with the inactivity, he still had the opportunity because he was the man at the division. He could have fought whomever he wanted to. He could have given Errol Spence, the young lion, the young up-and-coming lion, the guy who was maybe even green at the time, he still could have given him that opportunity. The thing that I really kind of, and I hate to say it, but Keith didn't want to start giving guys opportunities. Everybody was irrelevant to Keith until Keith lost that belt.
Yeah, he got on that Divas.
I disagree, bro. I disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm gonna tell you, he was drinking his own Kool-Aid. Because a prime example, you know, the same guys that you're saying were not worthy enough to share the ring with Keith one time Thurman, because that was his favorite saying.
Yeah. Yep.
When you were the man at the division, the guy, Terence Crawford needs to go get a belt. He's not worthy enough to share the ring with Keith one time Thurman. He needs to be somebody like a Amir Khan or a Kell Brook, and then I give him some respect. He ain't beat nobody. Jeff Horn is a paper champion. Yeah, he was on record saying all of these different things when he had the opportunity to just go ahead and make the fight. Same with
right. I hear you on that. But in the same sense, he got shelled out though, bro. Because I felt like I understand why Keith Thurman did what he did. I don't agree with it, but I understand because Floyd shelled him out. You feel what I'm saying?
I get it. It's almost like a rite of passage. It's like Big Brother it's like what Big Bro do to Little Bro. You know what I'm saying? The big homies did this shit to me, so I'm gonna do this to all the young niggas coming up too. You know what I'm saying?
But he played himself. Because I remember strongly when he was an advocate of that. You better not duck me, son. When I get
don't duck me, son. Right, but now, the reason I say that is because, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let y'all finish. But the reason I say this is because even with all of that going on, it was like he wasn't in a rush to fight some of the other big names that people were talking about in the division at the time of him being champion. He didn't start mentioning these guys' names until after he took a loss. See, when he was champion and actually in the driver's seat.
Who you talking about is specifically, because the only two guys that he didn't fight was Spence and Bud. So who else you talking about?
Let's talk about Spence and Bud.
No, I'm asking. Yeah, who you talking about? Yeah, because you said the other big names. I just want to know specifically so I can put the timelines with the names.
Yeah, so we'll say Crawford and we'll say Errol Spence. Okay.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Whoa, hold on.
Go ahead. What you say?
No. No, we're not gonna do it like that. Now listen, Keith Thurman full of shit due to his injuries and his layoffs, but we're not finna weave ducking for Keith Thurman in this shit. Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you, Zone. I'm with you. I'm finna eat. I'm finna eat this shit up, Zone.
And you know, Zone is an avid. He's a Keith Thurman supporter. So to hear him say this, we know we ain't too far off base.
Since 2019, right? He fought Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao. That's two fights over 4 years, man. So he's not even worth talking about to me.
Oh, Josecito Lopez too. He beat Josecito.
Okay.
But he fought 2 times over the last last
like 3-4 years.
Right. So what I'm saying is, Blood is absolutely right. I'm telling you, Cam, it's more due to inactivity, like Blood just pointed out. But I'm trying to, and I'm cool with that. It ain't even worth talking about. I'm trying to see how we finna try to weave this ducking in on Keith Thurman. That's what I'm listening for you, Cam.
No, you can't. Ain't no way to make sense of that. Ain't no way to. That's why I say the only
4 years. That's almost 5 years ago. He fought him in January of 2019. So
he wasn't calling for. You never heard Keith Thurman calling for Terence Crawford or Errol Spence at the time he was in the driver's seat to be the man. Other people, boxing fans, fight analysts, and sports reporters would bring those names to him, but he wasn't in a rush and he wasn't very anxious to fight those guys. But the moment he lost that belt to Manny Pacquiao, now it's I'll fight Terence Crawford. Yeah,
Now look, talking about. Hold on, man. Hold on. This is the thing here.
Bro,
right? Hold on. No, I'm gonna keep whether it's funky, whether it smells like roses, whether it smells like guns. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it like that, just right there. So look. This is what I'm finna tell you right here. Right now, when it comes to Errol Spence Jr., I'm gonna start with him first because he's on the PBC side, right? All right. Errol Spence Jr. only just said that he wanted to fight Keith. He never actually really truly pursued a fight with Keith Thurman at no point in time in them niggas' careers. If you can point out truly where that nigga Errol Spence Jr. sat down with Al Heyman and said, look, I want this Keith Thurman fight next, make the fight, or even Keith going out and saying, hey, look, I want this fight with Errol Spence Jr., make the fight next. Nah, Keith didn't do that. Keith did what any motherfucker would do. He went after the legendary Pacquiao. You can't, if you can choose between Errol Spence Jr. and a fight with Manny Pacquiao, obviously you're going to pursue the Pacquiao fight. But irrelevant to that, EJ never has ever went to Al Heyman, the same people that managed Keith Thurman, and say, hey, what can we do to make this Keith Thurman fight? So
I can't say that. I can't say that because remember,
but I can't. Hold on.
One of the names that was mentioned to Errol on remember in the famous viral Errol and Bud video in 2018 at the Maurice Hooker fight. He named Keith Thurman on the list of opponents that Al told him he would be fighting.
So hold on. And this is what I'm finna tell you right here, which bring me to my next point. Keith Thurman came out later and said this right here. The Errol Spence Jr. should have been after the Manny Pacquiao fight. I'm the one that fucked that situation up. Okay? I'm the one that lost to Pacquiao. So when people come talking Okay, so when people come to the table and say that Keith should have fought him at this time and all this other kind of shit, the truth of the matter is those motherfuckers never came to neither one of them to actually set a fight up. It was all a grand scheme. Hence, just like it's the quote-unquote grand scheme on the plan on how Errol Spence Jr. is now moving and brought him to the Crawford fight. You understand what I'm saying? These guys have it. These guys have plans in place, and they want to predict how their career is going to go, how their trajectory is going to go. And the truth is, them motherfuckers knew they wasn't finna fight each other then because they was planning it on the back end, bro. So
undisputed shit. Basically, what they were saying, the projection for Keith versus Spence was the same as what was supposed to be for Bud versus Errol. They rather see Keith versus Errol for undisputed as an in-house fight, more money, big names, than it potentially being an outsource or independent contractor from another promotional team or somebody that's not with PBC. Is what you're saying. I got you. That makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. But now, when it comes to Bud, that's a different circumstance.
But see, I was going to say, because Bud really threw a monkey wrench in their whole plan, because with Bud not even being mentioned in the mix, the whole objective is we hoping he either loses, retires, gets stripped. Either way, he don't have a belt, but we going to keep this going on over here in-house. This guy is one of the top names in-house. This guy is one of the top names in-house. If we could position them in these sanctioning bodies to become unified respectively, then we could put together a big, huge, undisputed bout in-house between both of these guys. That makes sense. Bud's situation is a little bit different. Now, the Spence situation, I'm definitely not going to let that shit fly. But from my understanding, Bob Arum and Bud Crawford came to damn near every fighter on the PBC side and tried to make a fight. This is something that Keith Thurman said happened. This is something Danny Garcia said happened. So that's all he can do. You understand what I'm saying? And that's even after Keith lost the Avanesian fight. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's even after Keith Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao. Bob Arum did go to him and still try to see if he can potentially make a fight with Bud Crawford. So
can I throw something?
They did say he offered. They did not offer, but they did say Al Heyman and Bob Arum, they reached out to one another to see if they can get their fight with all of those guys. So I don't know what's the ins and outs. The fight's never manifested, but everybody, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, all those guys did come out and say, yeah, Bob reached out to us. So I don't know much about that. So you can advocate for that if you like.
I was going to say, because remember, this is why we were saying, everybody's on the PBC side, but the PBC side is ducking Terence Crawford, because at the time you were hearing talks of, Danny Garcia was sent the contract via email, but they never responded back to the email. Then you hear Danny Garcia was offered a $3 million guarantee plus like 50-50 or something like that for pay-per-view shares, but turned it down, didn't want it. And this was to fight Bud. And this was when Danny was the mandatory. He was ranked, in the top 3 positions in the WBO. So he could activate the mandatory. Who else? You talk about, when you talk about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman at the time, from what we heard in the reports, in media, was that Keith instantly came out and told him, y'all gotta give me $10 million. And Keith had never seen $10 million a day in his life. And then Keith doubled back and went on record saying, I always start my negotiations off at $10 million. You start high and haggle and work your way down. That's basically what he was, basically trying to say, and trying to say he was doing in that respect when it came to setting up a fight to fight Terence Bud Crawford. But as we see, it never panned out, never came into fruition, it never manifests. So
go ahead,
Jedi, go ahead.
I just want to say, man, Zone, can I throw something up in the air real fast? Because I was thinking about this the past week, man, and I never got to speak about it. And I want to pick your brain since we got a great we have great panelists on here. All right?
Okay, shoot.
All right. How would y'all feel if Regis Prograis moved to 147? How do you think he would do? Or would his age right now fuck him up?
Ooh.
He gonna get his ass. It's easy, man. It's not a ooh. We don't need to act like this nigga got it like that. This nigga gonna get his ass stopped. There you go. That's my answer. He gonna get his fucking ass destroyed. Next person, go.
I was about to say, Regis is not ready for any of the elites or the top level guys at 147. I see him floating around about the middle, you know what I'm saying, with some of the mid-level competition. He get a couple stoppages over some tomato cans, but the step-up fights, I don't see him doing it.
Why would he? That would be a bad move from him. He didn't even beat Josh Taylor.
Bingo.
So why the fuck will he go to 147?
Because I was
making a hypothetical. I get what you're
saying. Hypothetical, and as well, like, now that you mentioned, a lot of tomato cans at 147. Let's see, besides Ortiz, Boots, Spence and Crawford, like who else would give him that work at 147 until he gets to the bigger guys? Think about that.
Shit, I'm gonna go beat up Rashidi Ellis.
Nah, shit. I think Boots will do him. Honestly,
yeah, Boots will do him.
Yeah, Boots will get to him.
I think Boots will do him. And really, I don't know if he can beat. Man, look, man, I don't know if he can beat. Man, I don't think he can beat Stanionis. Man, to be honest with you,
I was about to say, I think Stanionis and Rocha would be good fights.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
That middle of the road talent, you know what I'm saying? This is the middle of the road guys that I think he would float around about there and be decent. But the top names, no.
He better stay at 140, dog. Because going up to 147 is a bad move for him.
I want to see Regis and Rolly.
Oh my God.
Big Rolo with the photo, baby. Rolly going undisputed at 140.
That might be the guy he knock out. He knock Rolly ass out.
Big Rolo with the photo. Y'all better put some respect on Big Rolo, dog.
Man, that nigga is weak. That nigga is weak as fuck.
Yo. He look like he's allergic to seafood, bro.
Man, look. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something though, but let's keep it G. We over here laughing at Rolly. This motherfucker then wiggled his way into a good position at 140 after getting his ass stopped. So
listen,
I mean, it's all laughs and giggles, but really, Rolly really the one laughing at us because he can't fight. But we talking about him. Look, he can't fight, and we over here talking about the nigga. The joke's on us. The joke's on us.
What position did he really put himself in, though, bro? Like
he got knocked out by Tank, and immediately the fight after got robbed the old nigga for a belt. Like you don't. Usually you drop in rankings, not move up to the next division in a minute.
That's why I say the joke's on us. We laughing at Rolling, but look what he doing. Like,
he had another Menudo though, like fucking Zenediah Garcia, dog. Come on, man. that man ain't do, you know what I'm saying? That man ain't do shit, son.
Y'all gotta keep it real. We gotta thank Al Heyman, man. Like, we gotta thank Al Heyman, man.
Hey, look, I don't know. Look, this the thing, man. Look. I don't give a fuck about the plan. I give a fuck about the result. The result is Rolly can't fight, but we still talking about him, and he's still getting title shots. That's the result. And the joke's on us. The joke's on us.
Hey, that's what happened when you sell yourself, right?
How the fuck do niggas like that keep getting in the fucking ring, but Keith Thurman can't get a shot?
It's because of the fan base. It's because the fan base they bring to the table, which is the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Bitches will buy fights.
Hey, Rolling special ass. He took a belt out of Adrian Broner and Keith Thurman's book. Rolly talked that shit. You can't understand half the what he's saying. You need a little red bouncing ball from Disney. But Rolly talking shit.
Now that you bring that up, I would love to see a Broner Rawley fight. Two clowns. Word up. That would be funny as fuck, son.
While you playing that shit, that shit'll be fire though.
Bet you that bitch clear anywhere from 350 to 500 pay-per-view.
Yeah, all the shit talking that's gonna go down in the presses, yo.
All the trolling, shit talking. Oh my god,
You already know, kid.
Man, Rolly is a waste of fucking time, dog. He gonna go up there and get his ass demolished. And we gonna be like, damn, I feel bad for the nigga.
Why y'all let him beat on that special boy like that? Yo,
hey, hold on now, niggas, hold on, man. Hey, hold up, niggas, hey, niggas need to be careful because that's one of, cause look, Zoe Money, I know you like Big Tank now. That's one of,
that's
be careful. Hey, be careful what you say about him. That's one of Tank's biggest fights. Like, you know what I'm saying? To be honest about it.
I gotta go. I'm hanging up.
Be careful what you say about Rolling when I know you're a Tank advocate now. Goddamn, I'm putting it out there.
The only reason he got that fight, Phil, is because he was talking so much shit. Like y'all said, the man got a mouthpiece on him, and his mouthpiece pushed him forward, just like the same shit happened with Robert Garcia.
Check that ass in the cage.
Not Robert Garcia. What the nigga name? Tank just fought Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
The same shit.
Zendaya Garcia, though.
Mary
Jane.
He called him Zendaya. He called him Zendaya Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia. That's what got him up there. You know what I mean? Like, because he was running his fucking mouth and got his ass embarrassed on national TV. You know what I mean? Like, he got his ass destroyed, bro. Like, and that's the shit. Like, I don't understand. It be motherfuckers that you be like, how the fuck did he get another title shot by moving up? How the fuck? But the niggas who deserve the shot don't get it. Like, that's almost like Andrade. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I understand he had a lot of bullshit promotional problems and a lot of layoffs and a lot of bullshit lawsuits that he went through over the year, but they still won't get this nigga a shot. He's still undefeated. He's still beating niggas. He ain't beating super quality competition, but he beating niggas that's B2C fighters. You feel what I'm saying? He's still undefeated, but they won't get a man a shot. You feel what I'm saying? But you got a sorry ass piece of shit ass.
Okay, let me hold on. Let me ask you a question, right? I know we like to talk about the big names that Andrade could have fought, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you one question. I understand. Hold on. I understand he didn't get nobody at 54. Okay, he really didn't get nobody at 60. But let's talk about this. How the fuck did he not at least get Danny Jacobs? Answer that for me.
Thank you.
That's facts, bro.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question because I still don't understand why the fuck they didn't fight. I didn't see. It was a little bit of talks about it, but it didn't go nowhere. But
he could have even fought Golovkin on the way down too.
No, Golovkin was running from his ass. He did try that. He called out Golovkin a couple times. Golovkin didn't want to fight nobody but Canelo.
Hey,
Golovkin a bitch.
You got guys out here like you got Jaime Munguia out here beating up Prego cans and like he crushing cans. He out here crushing cans like. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers are crazy, son.
You feel me? You got Jaime the Can Crusher. You know he won't fight Janabek, but I'm saying guys like these are names that would go great on your resume.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't know why he never said nothing about fighting him. That's a good question because Jaime Munguia that'd be a good name to add to your, even though he ain't shit. He fighting.
You know, Jaime's just a baby. He's just a baby.
nigga looking like Tong Po from Blushport.
Yeah. Jaime is just a baby.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Jaime Munguia, Jamie Munguia, whatever the fuck his name is.
Jamie.
Hey, this motherfucker done had a lot of close calls, man. He fools for somebody real soon, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shout out Coach Malachi. He said Jaime Munguia is 43-0 with 76 KOs. He knocking out refs, judges, ring girls.
I don't understand. That's a motherfucker who keep floating around, and he still ain't got into no real fight yet. Like I'm just waiting because I think it's getting to a point where he running out of tomato cans, bro. And he gonna have to fight.
Don't hit back.
The same shit gonna happen to fucking Berlanga, son, who got exposed like 3 fights behind.
Yeah. 100%,
Talk about I could beat Canelo, my man. You can't even form an entrance for your hook yet, dog. You talking shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, look, but let me tell you though. Let's talk about who is doing it right though. David Benavidez. Let's talk about him because he not waiting on no Canelo fight.
They scared. The whole division scared.
Yep.
He ain't waiting on no Canelo fight. And every time they ask Benavidez about Canelo, you know, he says, "Hey, look, man, I just got to keep fighting, and this motherfucker eventually gonna have to fight me. He gonna have to cross my path, and if he don't, then y'all the fans, y'all know what's up. He don't want to badmouth the man. He's just like, I just got to keep fighting. I got to keep winning. You know what I'm saying?
I see that David Benavidez in that same position that Keith Thurman was when Keith Thurman was knocking shit loose and when nobody give him a fight, bro. Like niggas was running from him for a long time till they started seeing him diminish.
So you feel like he has to go out and have a fight where he looks normal or he looks beatable?
Yep.
And then guys start jumping along.
And then guys gonna call him out, just like Pacquiao did. Pacquiao ran from Keith Thurman for a long fucking time. They asked Pacquiao like 3-4 times. And he was like, nah, I'm not really interested in that fight. Nah, I don't really want to fight him. Nah. And then all of a sudden, when Keith Thurman had that questionable ass fight, all of a sudden now Manny Pacquiao want to fight him. You feel what I'm saying?
No more lateral movement. Oh yeah, let me get that.
Yeah, but hold on. But look, hold on. Let's keep it real. That's what the fuck he's supposed to do, and he whooped his ass. So I don't see nothing wrong with the strategy. Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. Time out. So Sugar Ray didn't do that when he came out of retirement, and it was like,
with Roberto Duran?
No, not Duran, with
Hagler.
Hagler. Excuse me, Hagler.
Well, that was a different situation.
Whoa. No, it's not.
Come on, Phil. Let's keep it real.
He saw, bro. But we finna get the facts. When he came out of retirement, okay, my man was showing, little slight imperfections in his game. He tell the man, he training the whole fucking time. He tell the man, look, I'll fight you, let's fight. The man clearly was I'm not gonna say diminishing, but he wasn't like he was. He was on the decline. He was on the decline. And Sugar, hold up. And Sugar Ray slid in and say, this is the time to get this motherfucker right now. And guess what? That's the same shit. Motherfuckers ain't gonna say that about Sugar Ray though. They gonna call him a 4-king.
Because Sugar Ray fought the best at the best time. That was the only nigga questionable in his career.
That's a lot of people now.
He was in welterweight. He was in welterweight for a long time, remember? And then Marvin Hagler was in middleweight. Yeah. Let's not forget that now. So,
but he came out of retirement when that man. Look, let's not act like motherfuckers wasn't talking about the fight. Motherfuckers. Okay,
he fought him after Mugabe. He saw a very large decline in Hagler after the Mugabe fight, and that's when he said, you know what? I think I got his number, and he went in there and he did what he did, man. You know what I'm saying? The 30 seconds.
What we can say about Sugar Ray though, he was honestly scared of that fight, and let's just be real.
Of course, he said it himself.
If he wasn't, he'd have jumped in there with him. You know what I mean? But that go back to the pussy shit. You know what I mean? Because if you really wanted that fight, you would have took the fight. You know what I mean? But he waited.
But you also got to think about it. You also got to think about it, my brother. Like he in Sugar Ray's case, medically, he had to wait Hagler out if
Oh
this
yeah,
was his
because he
plan
got
because
hurt.
of that retina. Yeah,
Yeah, that
especially
retina.
that retina.
Yeah, that retina. Yeah,
And
I remember
let us not forget that the surgery back then compared to surgery now wasn't really
that. Oh
up
yeah,
to par.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? My man Hagler would have
yeah.
fucking punched him at that time, son, and I think his other eyeball would have fell out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fuck his retina. His whole eye would have been gone.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got his eye out of his
They
head.
said, look, we can't save the eye. It's just done.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
yeah, that's real. That's real. Because
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
not have the tech. They did not
He
have
would've
the
been-
technology that they got today. You right
Yeah,
about that shit.
he would have been the Sammy Davis Jr. of fucking boxing, son.
Hey, that eye would have been bouncing around this shit like a pinball.
Yo, he would have been. That shit get punched out of the ring. He looking for it like his mouthpiece, kid. That shit,
Yeah, man. Where my eye go? That bitch rolling all under the judge table and shit.
But yeah, I don't know, man. But like Pacquiao and Floyd played their careers very well, bro. And I got to give them props for that. But I still feel like that's some pussy shit because at the end of the day, bro, the best fight the best at their tip top shape. Like you never heard goddamn Evander Holyfield saying, "Oh, he injured, I'm gonna jump in there." Evander Holyfield wanted the motherfucker at his 100% so he can get his name. You know
But Zo, I can't let you say that because my nigga Pacquiao had lost to Horn. It's not like Pacquiao was still destroying shit. He had lost.
He was robbed in that fight, though.
I mean, but still, nevertheless, he lost. See what I'm saying? That's my point. He lost. He lost.
Yo, Zone. He sounds just like you right there. He said that's the fact he lost.
He lost.
You know what I'm saying? So even before that, he was stopped. He got stopped.
Yeah. So what's wrong? What's wrong with what Pacquiao did? That's not Pacquiao's fault. That's Keith Thurman's fault.
How? Keith Thurman been calling him out for years.
Keith was supposed to go. Respectfully, the way Keith was talking, he was supposed to go. He was supposed to retire Manny. He was supposed to send Manny off the pasture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Manny dropped his ass. You're right.
Yeah, and let's not act like Manny was definitely declining as well. So maybe Keith thought he was catching Manny at the right time, but we all know what happened when he caught that straight right. Put his ass on his pocket. He got that bitch and he said, "Oh, this motherfucker is still spry. What have I got myself into?"
To be honest, I think honestly, I don't think Pacquiao beat him because after he got dropped, he got up and started tagging the shit.
Man, let me tell you something, man. When Pacquiao dropped Keith Thurman immediately thought to himself, God damn, we should have had mandatory drug testing. This motherfucker hitting hard to pitch.
Listen. That shit happened to Thurman because he was talking shit about God, dog. God didn't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
This old nigga is real.
Yeah, man. And bro, man, listen, Thurman, if he does come back, I wish him luck. I hope he polishes shit up. You know what I'm saying? Just do me a favor, Thurman. Don't grow your hair back, nigga, because your hairline is on Sherman Helmsley time, dog.
He ain't one time no more. Manny than Samson and Delilah this shit. He did Samson and Delilah this shit. He's a rap.
I think Thurman's still a dangerous fighter, though. I think so too. I think he's a real problem. Like I think he would be a real problem for Bud or Spence. You know what
He's
I mean?
crafty. He still has a high ring IQ. He's still. The last thing a man loses is his power. So I would still respect the pop in his punch. But what I would see against Errol and Bud, Keith is a touch me not to the body. He is a touch me not.
That's what I was about to say that he allergic to body shots.
He never been stopped to the body though.
I was about to say them body shots are.
Hold on. Fuck him. Never been stopped to the body. I'm not even gonna go there. Right? Everybody know he ain't never been stopped to the body. Let's talk about how these other motherfuckers don't like to get that body touched either. Ooh. That's the real
Like
one.
Errol Spence.
Man, think about it. Earl, man, against Ugas, man, when Ugas was going to that nigga body, that nigga was like, hold on, let me back up. Let me back up. This motherfucker
he
really
lifted Errol off the ground a couple times.
Yeah. And look, let me tell you something. Nah, I just seen against Big Kavalaskis was going to that boy, goddamn Bud body too. Bud ain't like that shit, bro. He ain't like it. None of these motherfuckers like that body attack, bro. Cause I don't give a fuck how much you work out. That body, you hit motherfucking in them right spots, bro. It don't matter. I'm telling you, it don't matter.
I agree. I agree.
And that fight,
the liver shots hurt.
And that fight with who was that little nigga he fought? The little Cuban. I forgot the nigga name. Javante knocked him out of the 12th round.
You talking about Gamboa?
Cruz?
Yeah, Gamboa hit that nigga to the body, and we watched Crawford get shook up for the first time in his career. You know what I mean? I watched him get hit to the body and to the head, like, and Crawford was like, "Oh shit, hold on, let me get back the phone."
He rocked Bud. He caught Bud chin and knocked him and knocked that, shook his equilibrium up. But the reason I was seeing that fight, Gamboa had way faster feet than Bud. Gamboa's feet were so fucking fast.
Yeah,
bro, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. But see, that's what people underestimate about Keith. Keith got fast feet, bro. It's awkward as fuck, but he got fast feet. And that's what I think in a lot of fights, that's what saved Keith.
That's what saved him from getting knocked out, I think, in a lot of in some of the fights he's got caught.
I believe
fucking Collazo, the Collazo fight, man, when his bread basket got rocked, son. He was on his fucking Huffy.
Oh, you talking about Collazo? When he I remember that fight. He had him stopped though. He was finna fuck him up. That's why he didn't come out that corner. He's finna fuck him up bad. I seen that shit coming. That's why he didn't come out that corner. He like, hell no, I'm straight. He tried to blame it on the motherfucking injury. Bitch, you didn't want to come out that corner because you know Keith was gonna put your ass on that back. And that's just simple as that. Collazo was a nice fighter because he had some nice fights after that. He had some nice fights after that. He tested niggas for real.
Well, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you though, but that's the same shit Kenny Porter did for Sean. He when he fought against Bud, he like, nah, this shit's finna get real ugly these last couple rounds, man. Come sit your ass down.
Well, I'm gonna keep it 1,000, and I say this to everybody. If you look at that second knockdown, if you look at the second time that Bud knocked Sean down, when he punched the canvas, when Sean got ready to try to push up off the ground off of his arms to get up, his shit wobbled and was tired. He was done. He literally squatted to his feet. Like he leaned back on his legs and squatted up. He didn't use his arms to get up. Kenny saw his arms were tired and dog. Kenny hurried up and threw the towel in because he wasn't going to be able to stop none of the punches that Bud was coming to. He wasn't going to be able to react in time.
Bro. Man, hey, bro, that's a fact, bro, because at that particular time, that nigga Bud was landing wherever he wanted to land. He just was. Yeah, he was landing wherever he wanted to land. And
when he got ready to get up off the canvas, he looked like motherfucker was trying to max him out on the bench press. you know how they tell you, get that big bitch up off for you?
Hey, when niggas start shaking.
I promise you. They tell him, get that big bitch up off of you. Get that. Bro, that's how he was trying to get up off that canvas, man.
Yeah, but man. I think Porter wasn't the same after he got that hit from Keith Thurman. When Keith Thurman almost knocked his ass out. After that fight, he seemed like he was vulnerable to punches. Before that fight, he seemed like he had a solid, durable chin. But after that, it started seeming like more and more like Sean Porter was just diminishing. Like after that fight, because niggas started rocking the shit out of Sean Porter. Usually Sean Porter would just overpower niggas, you know what I mean? And just come over the top and smother his punches and punch in the back of the head, back in the neck, on the side of the back, you know what I mean? All type of shit.
I mean, the thing is right here, man. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that fucking boxing linebacker. Yeah, man.
Hey, nah. That's what I'm saying. So this is the thing, man. Let's be real. It's all. Look, I don't want to disrespect Sean. He done a lot of good work at the welterweight division. Let me just put that out there. But let's be real, man. If you can outwill a nigga and you can withstand a nigga putting his braids in your chin all night and not hitting you with one fucking shot, you can beat him. I mean, let's just be real about the shit, bro.
Yo,
I
I just want to know, man. Like, yo, Sean Porter, man, who dresses you with them picnic basket suits, dog? I know y'all know what I'm talking about, man. This nigga dressed funny, dog. He dressed funny, dude. It's just three sizes short, kid. He got fucking high waters with some fucking pink socks.
Oh, where you from, though? Where you from? What's Sean Porter from? Ohio. Yeah, you know them niggas out there. Them niggas out there. Hey, them niggas Isley.
One second. And I got it looked like we've been doing so good. We're gonna brought Beats back on over here, man.
Yeah, box of beats around.
Yeah, big Beats, man. Hey, y'all don't want. Oh man, I mean we had a good one with Beats before, boy.
Yeah, Beats the shit. I fuck with Beats.
But that shit was tough, boy. That heavyweight rankings with Beats, boy. That shit was we was getting it in, boy. But shout out to Beats, man. Look like we talking good because we got Beats over here. He said, Beats said nobody likes body shots.
Facts. Nobody likes the body shots, bro. That's facts, bro.
We agree with Phil, mate. Because I said the same. I said, damn, nobody like that body. But go ahead, Phil, and y'all keep cooking. Shout out to Beats, though.
Do y'all? Let me ask a question though. Do y'all think that Keith Thurman deserve a shot for the Undisputed?
Later on, he got to prove himself, man, because he got to remember a lot of ring rust, man. He gonna be producing, you know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
You know, so let him prove himself first, climb the ladder again. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't believe in today's ranking system, because that shit is like a myth. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, there's actually a ranking system.
Let me ask you this, because that you stay right there, J. Cotto. It's the same thinking, but let's do it like this. So let's say, what do you guys think could be the trajectory for your boy Spence? If he wins, what does Spence do in your opinion? And if Crawford wins, what do he do? If it entails staying at welterweight, and who should they fight? Go ahead, J. Cotto. What do you think? The winner of the fight goes where?
Okay, if Spence wins, he's gonna move up to 154. He's gonna just give up them titles. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see him doing, because after that he ain't gonna want to face Boots. He ain't gonna want to face the the young killers out there. I don't think he's built for that, but he will go to 154 with motherfuckers are more, a little bit more battle worn. You know what I'm saying? I possibly see him going against the 154 Charlo. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be, and if Bud wins, he's definitely gonna drop the 147 and go to 154 and go after the 154 Charlo in order to be a 3-time unified, champion. That's how
Undisputed.
I see it.
Undisputed.
Quick question, Jedi. Quick question, Jedi.
Undisputed, not unified.
Yeah, I'm about to say 3-time undisputed. But quick question, and this is just a hypothetical because somebody pointed this out to me. If it is a big ass if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right? So if July 29th were to happen and Errol were to do the unthinkable, who's gonna be in Errol's corner if he fights Jamel? Because both
they got the same trainer.
Yeah, both are trained by Derek James. Whose corner is he gonna be? And the trainer is always in the champ's corner.
Well, he could always. He could.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them next, because part of what I'm gonna ask you guys is we're gonna get to those fights as well too about Jamel and what they do. But I'm trying to get everybody to go around and give me their prediction on what they think those fighters go. If one wins or if one lose, so let them keep.
Okay, I got you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I think if Spence lose, I think he gonna move to 154 regardless. I think if Bud lose, he might retire. You know what I mean, or go to 154. You know what I mean. I don't see him continuing on unless he dares to be great and go and fight Ennis or either Keith Thurman. You know what I mean. And I think that would be a great move for him. Also, I know Spence don't want to fight Keith Thurman because he mad about that shit in the past. You know what I mean? So I don't see him fighting nobody else at 147. I damn sure don't see him fighting Ennis because Earl said himself that boy bad. You know what I mean? And he know a killer when he see one because he won himself. You know what he was. Well, I can't even say that because he fought a lot of bullshit fighters. But at the end of the day, he I think that Spence don't want to see Ennis. You know what I mean? Because Ennis is next up. You know what I mean? But I think Ennis got to go through Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Because that's the fight that has to happen. You know what I mean? And personally, I think Bud and Spence both going to 154. I don't see them sticking around at 147 because it's too much danger there for them. Now, I think Bud could possibly beat them all. You know what I mean? But I don't know about Ennis. You know what I mean? That's a questionable fight. That's a fight I really want to see because that's a real tactical fight. They got similar styles and similar power. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure if Bud gonna take that at his age at 35. You know what I mean? Because that's a young hungry lion that's not playing and he coming. You know what I mean? So I'm with him. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. They both gonna move to 154. I think they both moving up, win or lose.
Yeah. Yep. So you got two moving up. Zone.
Yeah, both of them.
See, I got if Terence Crawford win, I got him moving to. I say this. I don't think he moves up because I don't think Jamel is going to be there for that fight. Okay,
yeah.
He's crossed over to a whole new universe now with the Canelo fight. He's in a different ballgame. So he'll gonna fight Canelo. That's gonna be, if he wins, he's gonna be tied up for about 18 months because they're gonna have to have a trilogy. And Jamel gonna take it because it's too much fight money in Canelo, and this gives Canelo a reason to not fight some other niggas. So Canelo that shit gonna be something right there if Jamel able to win. Now,
I agree with that.
I don't think Crawford moves up to 154 like he thought he was. I think he's going to engage in a rematch on Errol Spence because of the rematch. And I think anybody else that he could fight, they all controlled by Al Hammond, so they could work something out. Meaning that the rematch will still be made whole because who's really there outside of Keith Thurman, who's with PBC or Ugas? Because if Ugas beat Keith Thurman, you don't want to see Thurman versus Crawford.
Yeah, it'll be a wrap for Thurman.
Right. He gonna have to chill for a minute. So you want to see the shit get more competitive. So you want the niggas who win to kind of consolidate. So his defense, Crawford, could be against he'll rematch, but let's say he wins that. I think it'll be the winner of Ugas versus Thurman. You see what I'm saying? I think he'll stay. And I think the next pressure will be.
But you can't leave Ennis out though.
No, I'm about to. There it is. I'm finna punch it in for you right there, just for your boy Ennis. What I do believe is if Crawford beats Spence, he's gonna have to do it twice. Unless Spence sustain an injury and there's a caveat, and they just say, "Nah, fuck it, we just gonna put you in there with the winner of Thurman Ugas." Okay, that's cool. But Ennis, I believe after these next two fights, Ennis not going to be able to be denied anymore, and I think Ennis is going to become a mandatory for the outcome of the belts. So I think
he's already a mandatory.
He's already a mandatory because he's the IBF interim champion. So with him, whoever wins on July 29th, he can really go enforce that IBF mandatory right then and there, and technically he's
he can't because they got the rematch clause in the contract.
Hold on, man. Let Zone finish though. Let Zone finish though. Go ahead, Zone. I'm trying to hear what he want to say.
No, I'm with y'all, but with PBC and the power that they got, they kind of seem to have that shit under control right there. Ain't Ennis with Al Hammond? Is he not with Al Hammond?
He's with Showtime. He's
with Showtime.
No, he under Al Hammond.
But he's under Al Hammond though, right? I ain't saying
with he under Al Hammond. He signed with Al Hammond.
Okay, so Al Hammond telling these boys what the fuck. It ain't no problem with Ennis saying, "Let me get in there." I don't think that's a problem. But at the same time, if Al Hammond got it for Keith Thurman versus your boy Terence Crawford, that's what it's gonna be. right? I mean, that's just what it's gonna be, bro. Like, and that's we see how Hammond move. So
Boots is signed to directly to Showtime. Cameron Duncan is his manager.
Okay, that's good. That's even better then. That's even better. But I don't see them having enough power to leverage Al Heyman and Terence Crawford and the whole PBC. They could, but I just don't see it. But that doesn't mean that Boots won't be in the forefront. I think they got about 18 more months before he really have to, fight somebody. The idea, I think he got about 18 more fights, maybe 2 more fights is what I'm basically saying. So I think the sanctioned bodies is going to let them rematch because it's too big of a fight. They're going to put Bruce Ennis to the side. If Al Heyman can deliver a bigger fight as a Keith Thurman, I think the IBF will rock with that. And then after that, I think that they'll try to force Ennis because I think what the game wants is Ennis to have 2 big fights somehow, some way to get in the mix of all this shit. They just gotta see like him and Ortiz, him and Stanionis. See, like that shit kind of gotta happen though. Like Bruce ain't really cleaned up the niggas he's supposed to clean up to be just jumping the line talking about he need to be up there with Keith Thurman and Terence Crawford. Like who did he really beat too? Like he didn't beat nobody. He gotta get in there with Stanionis, man. He gotta get in there with Ortiz and Ortiz is available. He gotta get in there with those kind of guys 2, 3 in a row, like everybody else had to do when they was coming up.
But really, what Boots is gonna do, Boots is gonna play the title game right now. With him being the IBF interim champion, he can sit back and strictly fight his mandatories up until either Errol or Bud leaves the division. The minute they leave the division, he's immediately elevated to IBF champion. Or, and another thing that I was saying, the only way we see a rematch with July 29th's fight is if it goes to the cards and it's a controversial decision. If Bud stops Errol, he's not going to ask for a rematch. I'm sorry.
That's real.
But what I'm looking at,
I don't know about that.
Hold on, man. All right, so let me. Hold on. Let me say what I think they should do. All right, let me before we get too much off the rails on this shit, right? All right, so the 29th, obviously, one of the biggest fights in recent years. This is what I think potentially could be the option. Now, what's really fucked things up is Jamel going up to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168.
Right.
Okay. Now, it was a much more clearer picture before that particular situation had occurred.
Yep.
Now, with that situation being what it is, I don't think Terence Crawford really has any desire to move up to 154. You understand what I'm saying? Think about it like this right here. If Terence Crawford goes and beats Errol Spence Jr. at 147, becomes undisputed in 2 different weight classes, you understand what I'm saying? This motherfucker that made history. You understand what I'm saying? So he's legendary. He goes into all-time great conversations. So for him, it's a little more clear because he kind of is going to be completing his body of work if he becomes undisputed in 2 different weight classes. If he decides to retire, I wouldn't be surprised. If the fight is available at 154 for Jamel, I think he would potentially take that fight to see if he can go 3 times undisputed. But if it's not, then I think Terence Crawford probably going to kind of chill right where he at because this is the truth. Once those guys move up to 54, it really ain't nothing incentivized except for financial means at that point. That's just really saying, hey, let's just go up here and just get this money at 154. You understand what I'm saying? Which ain't nothing wrong with that. But Errol Spence Jr., on the other hand, his body of work is not as strong as Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Not hating on Earl, I'm just stating the facts. So he may feel like he still needs a little bit of meat on his plate. So he's gonna move up to 154 because he's been saying that's what he wants to do anyway. I've been killing myself making the weight. All this shit that niggas do that, to make it seem like they trying to transition to another weight class. So for him, Errol is definitely going up to 54. It ain't no stopping that. You understand what I'm saying? It's just about who does he fight at 154.
That's
if
what
he
I.
wins.
That's what I've been saying all this time in a lot of different panels that I've been going through, bro. Not to cut you off, is right now these two fights respectively, July 29th and September 30th, are holding up two different divisions or multiple divisions at the two, maybe three different divisions, and that the outcome of 147 will be decided on July 29th, but then basically whatever they choose to do is kind of dependent on the winner of September 30th's matchup, because what we seeing, if Jamel were to go up and beat Canelo, I effectively think he stays at 168, and then Maul continues to campaign at 160. However,
so let me hold on, Ken, before you jump into that. Let me just finish. Let me close my little situation.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So, but this is my concern right here, or not my concern, but more so what I'm concerned with. The 29th. Really, honestly, fuck Spence, fuck Crawford. They gonna do what they gonna do. All right. Obviously, they said it's supposed to be a rematch, and the rematch is supposed to take place at 154. What I'm concerned about is the disbandment of those fucking belts after the fight, because it's a lot of young guys that's been waiting in the shadows, dealing with this fuck shit at 147. All of these niggas, every last one of them, okay, been on some fuck shit for fucking 6-7 years, okay? And then guys like Ennis, Ennis, Keith Thurman still gonna be lingering around at 147. Crowley, Lopez, all those guys, you understand what I'm saying, are going to have an opportunity to see what they can do at the division. Probably Josh Taylor moving up, Regis potentially moving up. You see what I'm saying? It just opens a whole nother phase at 147. That's what I want to see, because this shit needs to come to a conclusion, because these motherfuckers are technically old heads, and this fight should have been happening a long fucking time ago. That's more so what my concern is. The shit at 154, EJ going to 154. Carry your ass on. All right? Deuce this motherfucker. Now, what Crawford decides to do, whether he decides to stay at 147, if he wins, or he decides to go up to 154, that's entirely totally up to him. You know what I mean? But I want to see what unfolds for these young guys with these belts disband, because they're not going to be able to fight for the 147 titles at 154-pound weight class. It just doesn't work that way. So regardless, that's what it's going to be for me. Let's see what these young bulls going to do. Let these niggas have a motherfucking round robin. Let these motherfuckers have a tournament at 147, and we see who won't let their nuts hang. That's what I want.
That's what I've been saying for years, Phil. Why the fuck they don't have a Super 6 at fucking 147, bro? They do it at just about every other division, bro. Welterweight. I don't understand that shit, bro. Like, let's see who the fucking best is. And as far as what
I just told you why. These niggas been on some fuck shit. And notice I said all of them. Every fucking body. That's what I'm saying. They been on some fuck shit, and 147 just been like that for years. It's just what it is.
Yeah, you're right. You're damn sure right about that. Cause we've been shelled on fights for so long. It's crazy.
But now it's still a lot of politics going on and shit too, because like you said with the young guys, for example, Boots is still the IBF interim champion. So he's set to either fight his mandatories in the IBF, or the moment Errol or Bud decide what they're gonna do, lead a division, throw the belts in the air like Killer Man, he gets elevated to IBF champion immediately. Or if either fighter were to decide to stay in the division and defend their undisputed status, he basically has first dibs as IBF champion, because he's already been waiting so long. Or he's got first dibs at taking a crack at the undisputed champ, because remember, they already had it set in place for Boots to pretty much face the winner of Errol and Bud
Well, hold on. Let me ask you something, Cam. Let me ask you something. You actually, if we remember that, let me tell you, I don't remember that exactly, but what I do remember is this. That nigga Ennis didn't want to fight against Bud when the fight was offered to him. I remember that shit though.
I definitely remember that.
All right, let's move. So let's not act like hold up. Let's not act like Ennis been getting. Hold up. Let's not act like Ennis had his opportunity. He let it pass him. So I'm gonna say, fuck him at this point. Fuck him. You waited. I don't care about you waiting no more.
What I'm also looking at is this as a contender coming up. It's easier to fight back into title contention being a former champion than it is being a contender being knocked back down the ranks. And that's respectfully in my opinion. When I look at it, right, Boots Ennis, if he were to face someone as a champion, even if he loses that fight, he falls down the rankings, he could potentially fight back up a little faster, whereas he comes up as a contender, loses, he's got to go right back through the gauntlet again. Does that make sense? And that's what I think that they were trying to position Boots and Virgil to do when we saw them effectively jump out of the WBO line. Instead of activating their mandatory status to fight Terence Crawford, because they had a shot right there at the belt. They had the shot. They had to fight, right? But what they effectively did was position themselves to rather face him potentially as a champion than just as a contender. As a champion, they get a bigger payday. And if they lose, at least they was champion, they young, they can fight back up the ranks again a little quicker. They don't move that far down. Whereas as a contender, you know, he's the number one contender in the WBO with no belt. He loses to Bud. You fuck around and see him way down at like number 9 or some stupid shit. You know what I mean? Number 12, something crazy.
Nah, man, I don't think so, man. I don't think so because look, this the thing. If you lose to a nigga like Bud, really, that shit really ain't gonna drop you out too far. Because I mean, he's still a good fighter. You dig what I'm saying? So for me, this is what I will say right here. If motherfucking Rolly can move up to 140 and get some action, I'll fight a motherfucker whenever. I ain't worried about. I can't be trying to predict what these sanctioned bodies gonna do. All I can do is just try to let my nuts hang on the next nigga. I'm a fighter, so you know what I do? I fight, bro. The risk of getting in the ring with Crawford and potentially losing is no greater than the risk of getting in the ring with Villa and losing. So what I'm saying is, give me exactly. So give me the fight that's going to put me in a position to prolong my career and potentially upgrade my status within the division. Villa, the fight with Villa did nothing for you, nothing at all.
I mean, in the case of Boots Ennis, respectfully, I feel like Boots has fought too many showcase fights. We know you have the talent. We know you dope as a fighter, but now it's time to show and prove. It's time to, you know what I mean? You have that step up in competition and actually show the very things that we're talking about and that we feel like we know that you have the ability to demonstrate. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now it's time to showcase that against top level guys, top level talent, top level names in the division. I agree.
You know what he is right now? Without all the fucked up management problems, he's Demetrius Andrade.
Ooh.
That's who he is. He's Demetrius Andrade effectively without all the bad management movements. He's showcasing his skills against guys who we know cannot beat him, and he has yet to step up and have that fight that we really, really want to see. He just don't have a fucking strap. He don't have a strap. Demetrius Andrade had a strap, okay, but fucked up management. Boots don't have a strap, but got good management. But effectively, they both are showcase fighters without any real meat and potatoes on their fucking plate. That's just true.
Okay, let me ask the panel this though. What would you suggest, or what would you rather do as a young fighter in someone like Boots Ennis's position? Do you fight your way up the ranks, and when you got a clear shot at the belt, you take it? Or do you wait it out and position yourself in each sanctioning body to be able to fight for a belt in all of them bitches? You know what I mean? Like how would you explain that for somebody like Boots?
Okay, so for me, I'll go first on this one. I would not even worry about, because you got to think about the position of the whole entire division, right? So the division been tied up for a while now. So that's just the reality of it. So you should have known as a fighter that you probably wasn't going to get your shot, considering that this Errol Spence shit between Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and Bud Crawford, you should have known that, like, man, you know, ain't no telling when I'm going to really get my shot for real.
And you got Sean Porter in there.
Yeah, you still got Sean Porter in there. So this is my thing right here. If I'm a guy like Boots Ennis, okay, I go after the best available fighter that's not in that mix at that particular time. You know who I go?
So basically, name chase and
name chase. You name chase the best niggas. There you go. You name chase the best motherfuckers. You don't worry about the sanctioning body. You say, oh, okay, Ugas, you ain't got nobody to fight. I want you. You've been in there. You've been in there with Sean Porter. You've been in there with Manny Pacquiao. I want you. That's some good work. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going after motherfuckers like Ugas. I'm going after Keith Thurman. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going after Stanley Otis. I'm going after all those guys who they say is supposed to be neck and neck.
Yeah,
man, I'm destroying these guys. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going after a Villa who beat a Rashidi Ellis who really wasn't even proven at all. I get nothing from Villa at all.
I think he did that to prove a point to Rashidi Ellis. Because remember, him and Rashidi was having words and all that shit on the podium, and was talking about they could get it in and they could fight, you know, each other and this and that and this and that. I think he did that to show as kind of a light flex on Rashidi to show it's a difference.
Let me ask you something, Cam, let me ask you something. Why I need to be flexing on the nigga that just got his motherfucking shit split open? You flexed on yourself. You flexed on yourself. Nigga, you lost to Villa.
I gotta keep it real, bro. Like, I feel like you guys are kind of like being unrealistic for the environment. You know, I'm not saying Boots is, you know, a pound for pound fighter, but if you look at Errol Spence's career, when he got the title shot with Kell Brook in the exact same position, Boots is in mid-20s, fought a bunch of absolute fucking cream puffs, right? His best wins were Leonard Bundu and Chris Algieri, right? Boots Ennis in the same position. His best wins are Lipinets and Villa, right? I'm not going to say which one's better or which one's worse. You know, Algieri, 140 dude, just like Lipinets, and Bundu, you know, are kind of like a European punch bag or whatever, right? Similar to Villa, right? A lot of people say, oh, he was this and that, whatever, bro. I'm not here to defend those fighters. I'm saying if we be objective, right? And forget like
I get what you're saying.
But they're not in the same position.
Not understand the play, bro. I'll explain something, bro. Why I'm feeling
they're not in the same position, though. But go ahead.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Though, when Errol Spence fought Kell Brook for the IBF title in his first world title shot, which would be Boots' first world title shot, Errol Spence hadn't busted a grape. He'd spent several years fighting bombs on undercards. And his best wins were, like I said, Leonard Bundu.
But Kell Brook wasn't unified, though. Kell Brook wasn't unified.
It doesn't matter, bro. It does not matter.
He's just saying Errol Spence didn't get a title shot until his 22nd pro fight. He's only got like 28 fights. Boots effectively now has 29 fights.
Yeah, but
that's Ennis' fault, though.
No, I'm not saying whose fault it was, bro. I'm saying
because let's be look. EJ was down Kell Brook's fucking throat trying to get that fight, bro. Ennis is not giving that
Bro,
thing.
he yelled
He
at
got
Errol
off the
Spence,
fight
I'm coming
with
for
fucking.
you.
I'm saying he got off the fight with Bud and he didn't take
This
it.
is why
That's
I've
all
never
I'm
liked
saying.
Errol Spence. This is why I've never liked Errol Spence, bro. This is the main reason. When Boots Ennis yelled at him, "I'm coming for those belts." What did he do? He did the same shit Keith Thurman did to him. Don't worry, young lion, you'll get your shot.
Yeah.
Bro, what fucking heavy lifting has he been doing, bro? Ugas and Danny Garcia, half a fucking decade, fighting those fucking punchbags? Ain't no one give a fuck about those. Like, come on, bro. Is that what we're doing?
Sean Porter
Boots
as well.
has to go fight
Sean
Danny
Porter.
Garcia. He has to
Sean
go
Porter
fight what?
and Kell Brook.
In the last 4 years. No, I'm talking about the last 4 years, bro. You're doing this, Ugas, with 5 losses, bro. Like, come on, bro. Danny Garcia, a motherfucking gatekeeper at welterweight. Like, where are all these high standards for Errol Spence? Mikey Garcia, come on, bro, a non-welterweight. Like, you guys are acting like Errol Spence is this amazing legacy fighter, right? This motherfucker's been on the sofa for 16 months.
Bro. Nobody's talking about Errol Spence. We talking about what the fuck Boots need to be doing. Ain't nobody talking. Nobody is pumping up Errol Spence Jr. over here. What I'm saying, the question was, Cam, my man Cam asked.
No prize, bro. Errol Spence
bro,
ain't no
hold
prize.
on, Jimmy. Jimmy. Cam asked. Hold on, Jimmy. Cam asked, what do we think Boots needs to do to put himself in position? I am saying that if I am, because I'm realistic, if I am Boots Ennis, and you know that you cannot get this fight with Errol Spence Jr., what you do is you don't fight Villas. You fight the next best motherfucker that's available, and I think Dennis Ugas is the guy. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, that's what we said. We're going to see Boots versus Keith, Boots versus Ugas, Boots versus.
You can only fight who's willing to get in the ring with you, bro.
Hey, and that's what
he should do exactly what David Benavidez is doing at 168. Who's the next best motherfucker? Okay, give me Darrell. Okay, give me Plant. Who else next? I don't give a fuck who it is. Who the next best motherfucker?
No, hold on. Villa was top 10, bro.
Hold on. I gotta keep it a buck with the Ugas situation. Look, I'm out here in Vegas. I was at Salah's gym yesterday. Ugas was on FaceTime with his cousin. Yesterday was his birthday. I asked him about Boots Ennis. He said, I'm not going backwards. Boots Ennis is a step backwards. I'm fighting Thurman. That's the only person I want because I want to get in title contention. So he said that he's not fighting Boots Ennis. You get what I'm saying? And Thurman said he's not fighting Boots Ennis because he's not a gatekeeper. So you got to understand, when you keep saying the next best thing, Stanionis was the next best thing, but he was scheduled to fight Virgil Ortiz until Virgil Ortiz had a flare up with Rabdo. So when we start looking at who's the next best thing, it's hard because all the next best things are fighting each other. Spence and Crawford fighting each other. So what? And this is not to make excuses for Boots, but what is Boots supposed to do?
What you supposed
to
do?
I put the Stanionis fight out there though. I put the Ortiz fight out there as well.
Alexis
Ugas and Thurman. If Ugas and Thurman are fighting in September, what the hell was Boots supposed to do? Rashidi took an L. Who else?
Don't beat up. Hey,
hold on. I'm a YB. He should have took the Crawford fight.
Okay, I'll get you on that one. Now I can't.
Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. That's what you do.
Hey, Big Bro, I can't stand that one. I ain't got nothing to say.
That's bad.
That's pretty much
what Stephen A. say, Big Bro. You got me there.
That's pretty much what we mapping out, famo. Like basically saying,
bro. I'm a big Crawford fan, bro. No, I'm a big Crawford fan. I actually do think he'll beat Boots Ennis, but realistically speaking, bro, at that time, bro, Errol Spence and Crawford, they were still in negotiations, bro. Let's be honest. Was he gonna fight Boots in March, or was he gonna fight Errol Spence in July? Like, come on, bro.
Nah, Boots. Nah. Cause nope. I can't let you make it on that right there, Jimmy.
Boots was mandatory. Boots was ranked in the WBO.
Thank you. He was ranked in the WBO as well as look. Bud fought somebody different anyway. You see what I'm saying? Bud fought somebody different anyway.
As we know, Bud has been.
Crawford fight is mandatory.
Bud fights is mandatory. So as we all know, in the WBO, the 1, 2, and 3 can challenge the C. Period. Any of those top 3 fighters could have petitioned to become Bud's mandatory, and the WBO would have mandated that fight. He would have had to fight him or be stripped.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not focusing on EJ, because Boots passed up an opportunity at
He
potentially
passed up
the
the
best
opportunity
motherfucker
to fight
in the
Bud
division,
and
bro.
jumped in line
That's
to fight
like I
Uzi.
said, like I said, bro. Like I said, that's
Alexis
Boots'
Rocha
fault, bro.
was the mandatory, and his Bud
That's
fighting
Boots'
Alexis
fault.
Rocha. No, I'm asking you guys.
No,
Bud fighting
no.
Alexis Rocha.
Even what we saying, Jimmy, is even before the Alexis Rocha.
Cam, you gotta. That's Cam. You killing me a little bit. You killing the thing. Like every time somebody say something, you kind of jump in. Like you gotta let them finish because you stepping on Phil toes and Jimmy toes, and it's like three people talking. Let me hear what Jimmy's saying, and then we'll come back to you, Cam. Because once somebody make a point, you kind of jump on. So we can't hear him all the way. So go ahead, Cam. Finish up what you're doing, but let the other people complete their stuff. Go ahead, Cam. Cause I ain't hear what you said. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm before I get one off, I'm getting interrupted. So with the even before the Lexus Rocha or standing on this situation, even before the standing on the situation, they were, if we go back, I want to say it was Virgil Ortiz, Sean Porter, Boots Ennis. And I don't remember in which order they were ranked. I think Virgil was number 1, Sean was number 2, and Boots was number 3 in the WBO, or something to that degree. But what we saw was even before the Sean Porter fight, Virgil Ortiz was number 1. They offered Virgil to fight, he turned it down, fought somebody else. But that's where you saw Sean Porter actually get the fight, because it was like kind of going back and forth. Sean was number 2, then he was number 1, then he was number 2. But the moment Virgil turned the fight down, Sean got the fight with Bud. But what we were saying was, at the time when Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis were 1, 2, and 3 respectively, they could have petitioned to become Bud's mandatory and had the fight. They would have had to make the fight. You know what I mean? Petitioning as is mandatory. But what we effectively saw Boots Ennis do was leave the WBO line where he could have got a direct fight for the belt and jump into the IBF rankings, and is now a interim champion instead of being a full-fledged world champion. You had a shot at the throne.
Okay, yeah, can I respond now, bro?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very simple, my answer, bro. What happened was this, bro. The exact position you're talking about that Boots should be in, a guy called Alexis Rocha is in that position. Guess what, bro? He's not fighting Brad Crawford, right? We could all play maybes and what ifs and roundabouts and ancient history, but the reality is Brad Crawford isn't fighting his WBO mandatory. So whether Boots Ennis was sitting in the orange chair or the yellow chair, shit is irrelevant because it's not happening, bro. If Alexis Rocha isn't getting the shot as the WBO mandatory right now, the WBO didn't call it, bro, because Bud is in the unification with Errol Spence. So if Boots Ennis was sitting in the same chair as Rocha, guess what, bro? None of this shit that you just said was relevant because it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have been called. Bud wouldn't have fought him, bro. Bud Crawford
This was prior to Errol even becoming unified with 3 belts. This was prior to Errol even fighting Ugas.
No, it wasn't. Because believe it or not, I followed the timeline as well, bro. And I know when the Rocha fight was supposed to be ordered. It was supposed to be ordered this June, bro. The one that just
I'm not talking about. We're not talking about Alexis Rocha, sir. You brought up Rocha. I'm talking about Boots Ennis.
I'm saying let's play switch. I'm saying let's play. Switch chairs. Boots Ennis would be sitting in Rocha's position right now. So whatever leverage Rocha's got, which is fuck all because he didn't get the mandatory call, did he?
Jimmy. We can't. They kind of articulate their points. I'm with you on it, but we can't switch chairs when we got the facts. Like he kind of cooking with facts. I get what you're saying to make a point, but we can't just pretend and switch chairs. I'm trying to get with what actually happened so the people can listen and follow the timeline. So let's not switch chairs and speak your point from there, so we can kind of.
Yeah. So Errol, look, he was chasing Errol Spence, not Boots, Bud Crawford, right? And I'm being honest, that's the route he chose. But even if he went the route that the gentleman was saying he went, it wouldn't have led anywhere because Alexis Rocha went down that route, and he's not fighting Bud Crawford. So this whole notion of he should have been. So basically, you want him to go beat Alexis Rocha. Well, come on, you're not making any sense. He should have gone the WBO route instead. and being where Alexis Rocha is, because Bud's next mandatory from Sean Porter would have been this June, bro. Boots Ennis in that position, if you thought Boots should have gone that way, which is irrelevant. He wouldn't have been fighting Bud or Errol, no matter if he went the IBF way or the WBO way. None of that is relevant, bro.
You're saying it's not relevant now, looking in hindsight. Yes. What we were speaking to was back then, because when you go back and look in media, when you hear stuff like Boots Ennis saying, yeah, I would have took that $1 million that they offered Sean Porter and fought Bud in his living room. I'd have fought him in his backyard. When you talk about those times and you talk about those things being out in the media and him saying that, his actions didn't match his words. He was right there in position where if you're saying you would take this $1 million payday to fight Terence Crawford even before Sean Porter did, even before Errol Spence became a 3-belt unified champion in the division, you had the opportunity to face a champion to become world champion.
No, mate, you've got the dates mixed up, right? Errol Spence became a unified champion last April. Bud's WBO mandatory would have been called last month. You're about 30. I mean, you're about 14 months off range.
They were 1, 2. They were 1, 2, and 3 prior to. That's what we've been saying this entire time. Virgil Ortiz was number 1, and he was the number 1 contender for Bud's WBO belt before Bud even fought Sean Porter.
A fact will fuck up your narrative.
Yeah, I don't think you're listening, bro.
You telling me I got the timelines and the dates wrong, and what I'm explaining to you is before all of that even happened on the timeline, Boots had the opportunity to fight Bud.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Because I've looked into what you're saying. Boots Ennis could have gone the WBO route or the IBF route. He chose the IBF route.
He chose the IBF route. That's what we're saying, Jimmy.
To fight the unified champion. So,
respectfully, my brother, that's what we're saying. The same way that he petitioned, the same way that he petitioned the IBF to jump in the line and become Errol's mandatory, we're saying he could have done the same thing with the WBO, and the WBO would have mandated the fight, and he would have had to fight Boots or be stripped.
In 2021. Hold on. In 2021.
But prior.
I know you're lying now, bro.
Can I interject? Can I interject real quick? Just real quick.
I know you're not talking about 2021, bro. You're lying if you want.
No way.
He fought Porter. Look, he fought Porter so 2021 in November. Because he was a super champ, the mandatory wouldn't have been made he wouldn't have to defend his belt until this May. You know what I'm saying? This past May. Because the super champ don't have to defend their belts for every 18 months.
18 months.
Because that's what I'm saying. Boots, if Crawford wouldn't have had to fight until May. Spence and Crawford were already getting negotiated from the start of the year. Like they said, they never broke off. Bud say I've been talking to Spence since January. So there was really no timeline. Even though I feel like Boots should have pressed it, there was no timeline where Boots would have fought Bud before Spence and Crawford.
Yeah, man.
He ain't gonna fight him in neither one of the damn sanctions.
I'm about to say he ain't gonna fight either one regardless.
Bro, trust me, if Boots fights Crawford, I'll be rooting for Crawford, bro. But I'm just gonna keep it real, bro. Like I see some weird.
We all think Crawford.
No, bro. Listen. A lot of these Crawford fans, and this is why the reason why I'm supporting Crawford. They were saying, look, all this bullshit, these excuses that Errol Spence fans make about why Crawford doesn't deserve a shot and this and that, and I agreed with them, right? Was bullshit. Now Boots Ennis is in a position where he should fight the winner of Bud and Spence. Whichever route he took, IBF, WBO, ABZ, whatever. I don't care about that. But now you're making excuses that apparently Keith Thurman deserves a shot. A guy that's had 1 win in 5 years and looked horrible in his last fight. And as a commentator, basically. The dude even lost his ponytail, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, so what it sounds like to me, I'm going to keep it real with you, Jimmy. It sounds like you're an extreme Boots fan and you don't want to hold him accountable.
Oh, here we go.
Because listen to me. Because because it sounds like you want to hold him accountable on the Spence side, but not on the Bud side, and that's because you have an infatuation with
agreeing
Spence.
with you, bro. If I tell you I agree with you, what more do you want me to say? He could have fought Bud Crawford. He chose not to. He went to the Errol Spence side. I can't say you're ducking one champion to fight the motherfucker with 3 belts. Like, do you realize how you sound?
No, I'm just what I'm saying is this right here.
Bud
You
Crawford
said
may hold a
that.
special
Hold
place
on,
in your heart.
Jimmy. What I'm trying to
In your
figure
heart,
out
he
is
holds a
how
special
is
place.
what I'm trying to figure out is how is Bruce Ennis in the same position that Errol Spence was in when he fought against Kell Brook? Because it's not the same position. This is what I was trying to say from the beginning. That's all. That's it, bro. If you conceded and
he's in the
said,
same
"Hey, look,
position.
I'm gonna hold him
He earned his
accountable on the
mandatory
WB.
for the
If I'm gonna hold
IBF.
him accountable on the WBO side, then we can move on from it." 100.
All right, well, look, what are you talking about? I'm not saying he should be held accountable. I'm talking about the IBF route, bro. That's the route he went to fight the unified champion. He earned a shot in the IBF the same
That's
way.
kind of the point that I'm making, Jimmy.
Spence earned his shot. I mean, can you not see the? Bro, I'll be honest, man. You guys are kind of fanboys for Bud Crawford, bro.
I'm asking you.
Like, I get it now.
How are we fanboying from Bud Crawford? And we were never. The thing was, we were talking about what Boots should be doing.
We're talking about Boots, man. We're talking about Boots.
We've been talking about Boots this entire time. Like,
ain't nobody, bro. Nobody is Nobody capping for either for Spence or Bud right now. I'm saying if I was Spence, I'm saying if I was fucking Ennis, I would have took the Crawford fight. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I would have went.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
They were gonna order. Okay, they were gonna order and then. But if they were gonna order, like
Jimmy, I kind of agree with that. With Phil, I ain't saying it got nothing to do with your opinion. But I'm kind of in agreement with that. I mean, you had a chance to fight Crawford, and you came up with all this other weird shit. I don't know why, but you had a chance, man. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I agree with that. I would have taken the fight if I was serious about fighting Crawford or getting in the mix with these guys. That's just me.
I agree, bro. No, I agree, bro. He probably did swear Crawford to fight Spence. Maybe he did, bro.
And all of this was before Errol picked up the 3rd belt.
It wasn't, bro. Again, bro. Either you can't read or you're lying. I know the dates, bro. Bud Crawford's last mandatory was in 2021.
Go back and look at the WBO rankings when Sean Porter
YB just told you, bro.
fought Terence Crawford, sir.
2 years ago, Boots Ennis could have fought Terence Crawford as the mandatory.
Yes, sir. The 1, 2, and 3 can challenge the C.
Jimmy, hold on.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Jimmy, he's saying that if you're number 1, 2, 3, you obviously know what he's saying. Like, if they're 1 through 3, they can challenge for the championship, right? Activate the mandatory petition, whatever the case may be, and then you take your percentage. He's saying that Boots has been ranked with that opportunity or an option for quite some time now, in addition to him flat out turning down the fight. Now, we know that one happened, but he's saying before that, he's been in position for quite some time. But from my understanding, it's just like what Crawford said, they didn't activate it. I don't know if they didn't feel like he was ready or they had other intentions, but he has been sitting there for quite some time with the option to activate and fight Terence Crawford. He just hadn't done it.
Well,
because he went the Spence route. He went the Spence route. Let's throw that in there too.
Sean Porter was the WBO mandatory, and they called it. Boots Ennis could have been the mandatory last year, and instead he went the IBF route. These dudes are talking about something that happened nearly 2 years ago, and they want to combine both stories, bro. Which, for anyone that's kept up with the timelines, knows the lying.
They giving you. They're not saying no. They're saying that's where it started from. Him being ranked. He was. As long as we could go back a few years, we're saying that's how long he's been in position to get in position like he claims he won. Then recently he flat out turned down the fight. Now where he go from there, it really started to not really matter because Boots starting to seem like he full of shit on the Crawford side. Now, Spence, I don't know how he feels about Errol Spence. Maybe he feels differently about Errol Spence. Maybe it's different. I don't know. But when it came, he didn't press the button. That's
okay. So Zone, and let me add this in here too as well, Zone, just real quick. He went, and this is obviously this is my opinion. we're talking about the Crawford side, right? Okay, cool. That's for me. That's understood. Like I'm not changing my opinions about that. But now on the flip side, you got to think about when all this occurred. Crawford was still fighting with Top Rank, so probably he was advised that hey, you're more likely to get the fight on this other side because obviously Showtime and everything versus over there on ESPN. That could have been part of the reason. I don't know, but the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to cut Boots no slack because I know it was another option that was just as good or even better than taking the Spence route. So I don't feel sorry for Boots. I don't. Wait your fucking time. You blew your opportunities. You made poor decisions on which route you wanted to take, and that's nobody's fault but your own. But effectively, with a little more time and dedication, you will get your opportunity eventually. And that's just what it is because he's talented at the end of the day.
Look, he's not going to fight either guy for at least 2 years, right? My thing is this, though. If he wants to go the IBF route, to take on a guy with multiple belts, because both guys were, I don't know, on Showtime, and he had 3 belts. And, I mean, I can see the appeal, bro. And maybe, yeah, he did see Crawford as a bigger threat. But Crawford is the only man right now in the welterweight division that I'd pick to beat him. Outside of Crawford, I think he runs through the division.
So this what you gonna do. This what you're gonna do, Jimmy. You keep cooking. Just to give y'all a heads up, we're gonna close it down in 3 hour mark. We got about 20 minutes. We got some good time to cook. I just want to give you guys a heads up so you can get your last rounds in as well too. But go ahead, Jimmy. You got the flow.
Yeah, bro. Trust me, Terence Crawford is one of my favorite fighters. If he fights Boots Ennis, I'll be rooting for Crawford to splatter Boots. But my point is this, though, bro. If he chose the IBF route, bro, I can't hold a fighter sort of to the fire because he wants to go after the guy with 3 belts who was on the same broadcast network as him, right? I mean, that sounds reasonable, right? Did he avoid Crawford? Maybe, but he's taking on the dude with 3 belts that's on the same platform as him. So for me, that's kind of like, okay, well, that makes sense, right? You might have swerved him, but you're fighting the dude for, more belts, and you guys are on the same network or promoter or whatever. Cool. Last year, as far as him going to WBO instead of the IBF, I mean, it's that pick your poison, bro. If he did go down that route that you guys are trying to push him to go down, he'd be sitting in the same seat as Alexis Rocha. The WBO called the mandatory. Rocha got up and said, hey, I'm about to fight Crawford. And they told him to shut the fuck up and sit down. Crawford's unifying with Spence. So Boots would still be in the same position, right? These 2 dudes are fighting each other for all the belts. WBO,
we don't know that for sure, though.
Keith Thurman, Keith Thurman. So I'm about to make another good point. Keith Thurman, he put his hand up, hey, I'm WBC. Boots put his hand up, hey, I'm IBF. Alexis Rocha put his hand up, I'm, IBF. And Virgil and Stanionis were putting their hands up, we're WBA. All those dudes got frozen out. Why? Because, the 2 top dogs were about to unify all the belts, which I have no problem with. Absolutely, that makes all the sense. But whichever chair Boots and is sat in, whether it's Thurman's chair, the WBC route, Rocha's chair, the WBO route, Stanionis' chair, the WBA. Like, if you see what I'm saying, I feel like guys are just trying to mess about with timelines and cause confusion because no matter what mandatory position he wanted to go down, it's not relevant. He wouldn't be fighting Crawford this year or Spence this year. And as far as 2 years ago, I know Sean Porter was voted as the mandatory. And after that, it might have been Virgil. I'm not 100% sure. I know Virgil was calling Crawford out after the Mean Machine fight. They went back and forth. I don't know what happened there. As far as Boots being the mandatory, I've seen and heard nothing. We're talking about nearly 2 years ago, right? And I think a lot of Crawford fans like mixing timelines up. As far as the BLK fight, you're right. He did turn that down. That was a really bad look. That was what it was. But as far as the other stuff, like, you have to be like, with me, I'm honest, bro. Like, I don't just say one guy's 100% right, the other guy's 100% wrong. Boots Ennis went down what he thought was the better route for the unified champion. He might have swerved Crawford, but I feel like he deserves a shot, just like all the other guys do.
Yeah, but he got that with the BLK thing. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, I mean, just being honest about it.
So let me do this. Let me shoot up the Cam because we got the last 15 minutes. Cam, go ahead and close us out, man, and say your last pieces. Speak on what you want to speak on, and we're gonna rotate around. You got the flow, Cam.
No, I was just gonna say in that respect, in that regard, you know what I mean. Whichever route he had a fork in the road, he chose to go his way. You know what I mean. So respectfully, he gonna have to, wait his turn now, I guess. You know what I mean? But hypothetically, he could have been David Evanesian. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know how that could have played out, that whole scenario. We really just kind of cooking on the hypotheticals of what could have happened, what we would have done had we been in that position. End of the day, we here now. You know what I mean? But I do think we're going to see after the outcome of July 29th, we are going to see a political race between Boots Ennis enforcing his IBF mandatory as interim champion and Keith Thurman trying to enforce his position as the number one contender in the WBC to try and get the winner of Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr., at which point, you know what I mean, everybody will then kind of be waiting on to see what's happening at 154 because, like, if Jermell were to do the unthinkable and knock off Canelo Alvarez, does he move up? If he loses, does he still remain undisputed at 154 and keep his belts there? And then from there, if that happens, like if Errol is the winner, potentially, who's going to be in the corner for Errol versus Jermell? You know what I mean? Or if that does, you know what I mean? If what we expect to happen, Terence knocks off Errol on the 29th, the fashion that he stops him in, he's not going to want a rematch. Canelo knocks off, he edges out Jermell. Jermell keeps his 154 crown, and then we see Bud go up and fight Jermell, knock him off 3 times. That he's 3 times undisputed. You can ride off in the sunset, or even play the Canelo sweepstakes and try and vie for and see if you can get your Jermell Charlo on, and as the 154 undisputed champion, try and get the Canelo fight as a big money fight. Win, lose, or draw, and ride the fuck off in the sunset, paid, and 3 times, potentially 4 times undisputed. You know what I mean? With nobody being able to really contest what you did in the game.
Man, hey, respect, Cam, but that, man, boy, that we putting the horse before the carriage, champ.
A big ass, big reach.
So Cam,
big reach.
Hey, our reach is like a prime Paul Williams at 47, bro. You reaching, champ.
Big ass. I can't tell you I wasn't reaching. I'm just saying what I want to see.
Yeah, he said.
Hey, Cam, I love it.
Close your eyes. You'll be next. You'll be next. You got the floor next. Go ahead, Cam. Finish it out so you can go ahead and tell us what.
Yeah, I call that a big reach. I'm from North Omaha. I know Terence Bud Crawford personally. He's a good friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with the man, so I'm always rooting for my brother's success to see him do his thing and get his just due in the sport. One love to you, Zone 6. One love to each and every one of you brothers on the panel today. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to hop up here and cook with y'all. July 29th, it's going to be a fish fry. Bring your hot sauce. Booty Swang is available on all streaming platforms. Sick and Tired is available on all streaming platforms. And you can catch me and Pastor Gooch over on It's Boxing to You, ITZ. Boxing, the number 2, the letter U. Come on through, holla at us. We drop the link. We chop it with the panel. Come pop your shit, man. One love to all you brothers, man.
I appreciate you, Cam, for coming through, man. That's my boy Cam. Hey, young Billy, you got the flow. You want to go ahead and respond to all that and tell everybody where they can find you at. Also, man, Billy is in the fantasy football league, and so is Phil. So we're going to be talking big shit about this fantasy football. Don't get it twisted now. We still do all sports. This just a boxing day. But young Billy say he going to draft like a motherfucker, and he say he can play. And Phil Walker, he can play as well. So we're going to find out. That's going to be interesting. So go ahead, young Billy. You got the flow.
Oh, man, I just want to say, man, shit, man. I mean, welcome back, brother. It was a little bit drier without you out here, man. I know you probably had things going on, but yeah, man, it's good to have you back. I know you've been back 1 or 2 times since then, but it's just good to have you back, man. Thanks for letting me on the panel and letting us cook, even though we all have different opinions. Thank you for letting us get it all off, man. And shout out to all them dudes. And like Phil said, one thing I will agree with is after the 29th, we're gonna see who real and who not. When these belts become vacant and stuff hit the fan, we're gonna see who really want to be the man. So yeah, shout out to my man Phil, Jimmy, XO, We not fish frying nothing though. But shout out to my man Big OG Blood and everybody else, man. Shout out to my man Zone 6, and y'all be blessed, man. Y'all have a great weekend.
I appreciate that, Young Billy, man. I really like Young Billy, man. He be on it. He be on top of his stuff. Hey, man, now OG Blood, go ahead, man. You got any last words to close us out, put us all in our place? Do you got your meds and your coffee? Blood, you good? Y'all know Blood, man. He'll lead the stream and listen to it on his phone and go get his meds and his coffees and go get chicken and shit. You know how old niggas, they just start wandering off and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just doing shit. They got to go get stamps. You know what I'm saying? This nigga Blood got to go get some stamps.
He got to do OG shit. He got that privilege. He made it that far.
Yeah, that nigga still licking envelopes and shit, man. You know, he got a pile of envelopes up there. He like to lick the yellow part and shit. He still do shit like that, man. Blood old as fuck. All right, so really, man.
Zone, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. I just wanted to drop in and shout you out, man.
Yes, sir. Close it out, man. Go ahead. You got the flow.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out my ATL brother, Zone 6, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to the panel, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to hop on and you know what I'm saying? I want to holler at old Jimmy real quick and tell him, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Boots, man. I fucks with Boots, man, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I understand what Camden was talking about, but Boots did the thing that he felt like, you know what I'm saying? He knew that if he would stay in WBO, he would have had to fight Crawford for that belt. My thing is, you move to the IBF, you know what I'm saying? You the interim champion. You know Earl Spence, Earl Spence not gonna fight you. So when Earl Spence move on, which will be soon, you know what I'm saying, you full-time, you know what I'm saying, full-time champion. So it was kind of a political play, you know what I'm saying? You know, so that's the way I felt like when he moved to the IBF, you know what I'm saying? He chose the easy route, you know what I'm saying? Not and sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you do that, you know what I'm saying? Not to say you ducking somebody or something like that, but you say, shit, if I move over here, I know Spence ain't gonna be here for long. I don't know what Bud gonna do, but I know Bud, I'm gonna fight him to get that WBO title off him. You know what I'm saying? If I move over here, Spence move up, you know what I'm saying? That puts me in line to be full-time champ. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to look at it that way too. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to jump in and cook on that, man. But shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? The XO Factor always open on Monday nights at 6 o'clock, bro. Y'all come on anytime to pound and cook, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man.
Yes, sir. That's XO right there, man. He getting it in. I can't wait to go. I can't wait till Monday. We're gonna get it in with him, man. All right,
I'm gonna pull up on him.
Yeah, we're gonna schedule it. We're gonna get over there, Phil. When I catch him up, I'll send the link out to the chat. You know how we do. Smoke James. Go ahead, Smoke James. Close us out. What you got? Hold on, man. Boy, you sound like RoboCop. Hold on. What the hell? Yeah.
Hey, no, he sound like RoboCop when that boy had lost half his body.
Yeah, what the hell? You gotta get back off the phone. Look at this terrible. Look at it, James. James, you sound like, bro, it sound like somebody got their hand over your mouth, man. God damn. Nigga, you in trouble? Nigga, is this
Hey, man, that nigga, hey, man, I'm about to have to call Liam Nielsen for this.
All right.
Man.
That sound better?
You good.
Yeah. It's a different camera. So, I think after this year, boxing gonna get interesting because I think Bud's gonna beat Earl. I think Charles gonna lose. I don't think he's gonna come back to 154 and defend all those belts. I think he's gonna move to 160. So I think 154 will be wide open, and I think Boots will finally get a shot at being a champion at 147 after the big dogs leave.
All right, that's shit. I'm with that, man. I just want to check on my nigga James, make sure he was straight over there. I ain't want nobody to have you.
Nah, my fault. I got a new camera, and I'm seeing that mic ain't too good.
Well, it's all good, man. That's a good perspective, man. So tell them where they can find you, where you be at, and who you be, man. We finna close this one on out, man. You got.
Oh man, you can catch me at the smoke session. You know what I'm saying? You can pop over, catch this smoke something with your boy. You know what I'm saying? We talking everything over there. But I kind of like to keep it combat sports because basketball is I'm a little done with basketball right now. So I like to keep it combat sports, but you can pop over there. I keep it all right. You know what I'm saying? You might see something like I just had Black Cobb on.
No, don't give up on basketball now, because we talk all sports over here. We want to talk some basketball. See, that's when James, come on back, because we got to talk about the Joker, what you think about the NBA, and then we're gonna got to find out why you done with the NBA and basketball. Because boy, it's some shit.
I'm gonna come back for that one, bro. I'm gonna come back.
Hey, we doing all sports. Listen, hold that thought about the basketball. We're gonna get back on that. We can do a whole another show on that, because I want your opinion on Greek, MB, the MVP, all that shit. But we talk basketball too.
The trades, the ads, all that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Pickups, all that shit. A lot of shit been going on.
Yeah, we need you. Hell yeah, I want to get your take on, of course, LeBron versus Jordan. I got to get your take on it, but that's another show for another time. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna probably be back tomorrow, and we can cook on some stuff. So we'll see what's up. But all right, Brian, be safe out there, James.
I'll be here, man. Y'all stay up.
Yes, sir. All right, OG Blood, you good yet? Or man, Blood don't fell asleep, man. Man, OG Blood, man, you sleep, man? Oh, man. Blood don't fell asleep, man. All right, Phil. Go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Hey, look, man, y'all know what it is, man. YouTube sports community, man. You dig what I'm saying? Zone 6 and I, we're covering all sports. You dig? Track and field right now really heating up. They just had the nationals. Shout out to everybody who placed, who's gonna go on to compete for the world championship in the world championships. You dig? They got a real major race coming up on the women's side in the 100 meter. You got Shakur Richards. You always gonna have the Jamaicans holding it down. You got some of the fastest times in history that's gonna be competing in the world championships. With that being said, man, this was a good conversation today on the boxing side. As Zone mentioned, we're gonna file up that thing on that basketball, and you already know what the fuck going on with this fantasy football. You dig? That's right there in the pipeline. We finna go ahead and open up that faucet, and we're gonna get that water running. You dig? So, hey, look, man, y'all boys be looking out for those particular conversations that we gonna have either on Zone 6 channel or my channel. You dig? The Fix Sports TV. Y'all know what it is. Man, look, at the end of the day, man, I think the division is going to the 147 division. We're going to see who really wants to let their nuts hang after the 29th. You dig what I'm saying? That's including Boost Ennis, as well as the winner of their fight on the 29th, man. I think boxing is going in a good direction, you know, because let's not forget, we got Fulton the Tuesday before Fulton and Inouye the Tuesday before the motherfucking Bud and Spence fight. So boxing been given to us, man. We just got to give back and support. And these big fights like this, man, we need to go out and support them. Buy the pay-per-views, man. Don't stream them, because if these guys can see the numbers there, maybe they can incentivize us by doing really what the fuck they supposed to be doing anyway, and that's giving us good fights. With that being said, man, shout out to the panel, shout out to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the OGs, the new Gs. You dig what I'm saying? And shit, man, shout out to the YouTube sports community, man. I'm out. Y'all know where y'all can find me, man. The Fix Sports TV, man. Holla at your boy.
All right.
Shout out to everybody, man. One love to Zone 6, man. Big up to y'all, man. I just got back from the stove.
I told y'all he was licking snaps.
Yo, that shit funny, bro.
And I just walked in the door and y'all just happened to be closing out, man. God dog.
I was talking shit. No, I was telling him.
You know what? I knew you was gonna be talking some crap.
Yeah, I told him. What I tell him? I said, "Hey, y'all, you gotta give Blood a second. He doing old man shit. He gonna leave the computer open, and he gonna go lick some stamps, and he gotta run to the post office and get a coffee in the tray." I told him when he won, he had to go to the store.
Hey, man, great show, Zone. Great show, man. I didn't get to hear that last part, but I know how you do it though. But great show, man. Yeah, take it easy. One love to everybody.
Yes, sir. Old man Blood. He in there. OG Blood. All right. Yeah, see, so y'all seeing them stop by. That was a good one, man, for the crew. We got like 2 minutes before we get on out of here. Beat stopped by. That was a great scene there. We need to get him on the panel to give us some expertise and give his opinion. You know, Beats is one of these OGs in the game that talk big boxing, good boxing. He's a historian, as well as OG Blood and Bruce Gas in the way of life, right? You know, Bruce Gas is just your cool ass grand. I'm not say your granddad. I'm gonna say he's your cool ass granddaddy's uncle, your grand uncle. That's what he like. All right, man. So big show. Everybody be safe this Saturday. Let's get it in. It's almost here. Spence versus Terence Crawford. Zone6, and I'm out.
Boxing beats and rhymes. Female boxing fan. Carter J. Pull counter. Joker boxing. D Styles. The whole YTBC.